will play the Ellsworth Bearcats. Welcome into the Equity Bank broadcast booth. Devin Haney along with Tyler Smith as we get ready for really the culmination of a busy week, right? And what an exciting night it is because of the work that Southeast of Saline has done up until this point this week. Doesn't seem possible. It was already a week ago that Southeast of Saline girls were playing in the championship game at the Sterling Invitational Tournament, but it was a week ago. Since then, they have won 2 games in fairly dominant fashion. And now both the girls and the boys for Southeast of Saline have a chance to come in tonight facing Ellsworth for the first time, and they have a chance to go a combined 6-0 this week. That would be pretty special if they could pull it off, and it will start here with the girls' game, Tyler.
Yeah, that'll be great. I mean, you just talk about how busy, and I think this is like busy basketball week time, right? Like a lot of teams are coming off their midseason tournaments, and a lot of teams, you're not fresh, you're not kind of at 100%. But if no team is, then neither are you, and you just got to roll. You just got to fight through these things. And we'll talk about more in the pregame. Once we get closer to the girls' game. But yeah, these are those gritty wins. Like nobody's fresh right now. Nobody's rolling. But there's always these goals that you set up as a coach, and you want to continue to strive for them. And it's games like this when you're probably not at 100% just because you played last night. Go out and get it. I mean, this is the best type of atmosphere, the best type of prep that you can get for a postseason run, better than anything else. So it'll be an exciting 2 games tonight for sure.
Southeast of Saline with the first meeting here on deck tonight against the Ellsworth Bearcats. Last night they met the Minneapolis Lions for the first time, and in the girls contest, 57-46 in a game that Southeast of Saline led the entire second half. They only were behind by 1 point to Minneapolis early in this game. They built a lead as much as 9, and then they had 7. Finally, in the fourth quarter, they pulled away 10 and 12 were the discrepancies in the fourth quarter as Southeast of Saline goes on to a victory. Tying a career high in scoring was Abigail Pearson, 20 points for her. We talked about her quite a bit last night. I don't feel like we talked about her enough. The way that she was able to control the game, be the best player on the floor on both ends, and just kind of take the bull by the horns. That's a saying I don't use a lot, but that's really what Abba did in that game last night. You could tell it was a weird situation that Southeast knew Minneapolis had a couple of girls out, but still, you can't lose that game, and that's what Abba made sure did not happen last night.
No, Devin, as long as we've been doing this, I can think of just a couple performances that kind of, highlight what Abba did last night. What Abba did last night was in comparison to Reagan Getz's 34-point performance at Minneapolis on a revenge tour, after Minneapolis knocked Southeast off and broke their 28-game winning streak. It was the following game, not the following game, but the following time you played Minneapolis. You go there, the offense wasn't working, but Reagan Getz scored 34. And then you can throw in a handful of Carson Schlesner games where she just took over. But that's what, Abba did last night. And then, like you said, it wasn't just a bucket load of points, but it was just controlling the entire game offensively and defensively. You get that type of leadership from a junior. I mean, I want this like a junior. That's huge. And then that's what you want to continue to lead on.
Fourth quarter, Reagan was also in effect last night with Reagan Duran. She ends up with 11 points, 6 of those in the fourth quarter, as it seemed like every loose ball, every long rebound, every 50-50 situation, she was going to put the odds in Southeast of Saline's favor. She was in double digits last night with 11. Also 10 points for Kaya Samuelson. Maybe the quietest 10 points that we've seen all year long. She got those to the first 3 quarters and just really kind of spread them out. She had 5 at halftime, 5 in the third quarter, 2 in the first quarter. I mean, it was – I'll tell a story again. You kind of looked at me and you're like, boy, Southeast is leading this game, and Kaya Samuelson and Reese Heinrich really haven't scored a whole lot.
Yep.
And I was like, well, Kaya has 10. And we both kind of looked at each other and went, well, that's weird. So it was just the kind of just business thing that she went to. She didn't force up a lot of shots. The shots that she took were good open shots. She was able to put them down. Reese Heinrich ends up getting a 3 in the fourth quarter, so they combined for 15 points. And boy, just the way that Southeast was able to manage that game. I know it was a big challenge inside, too, for Addison Roran, for Sutton Douglas to get rebounds and to kind of keep Minneapolis off the boards. They were able to do that, and that's what helped secure the win for Southeast of Saline's Lady Trojans. Now 11-3 on the season. They have a 2-game lead over second place in the NCAA. And this Ellsworth team that they play here tonight will not be an easy out. We'll look at the Lady Bearcats more when we come back. Countdown to tip-off brought to you by L&L Advisors is underway. Radio broadcast here on KINA and live stream video on Salina Post free of charge. It's brought to you tonight by Commercial Tire Centers.
When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get coverage that meets your needs. The team at Kniper Agency with Farmers Insurance can help you understand your options so you can prepare for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling Stephanie, Morgan, or Tiffany at the Kniper Agency at 825-8419 to find out how they can help you protect the things that matter most to you.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
And the second free throw is good. The Trojans have called timeout to make some important decisions.
Hi, fans. It's Winnell Garrettson from Salina Homes. In every game, there are lots of options to make the right play. And in real estate, the plays can be challenging. Whether you're a first-time buyer, upsizing for the family, investing in rentals or commercial property, or selling land, I have the knowledge to help you win your real estate game. It's sure to be a slam dunk when I serve as your realtor. Buy or sell, call Winnell.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out. Stay safe with an inspection at Commercial Tire Company. Cold weather also drops the inflation in your tires. Get them checked today to avoid losing grip or damaging your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. For repairs that aren't tire related, our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North Ninth, Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Hi, this is Angela Gephardt from the Bank of Tuscan, and I'm still cheering on SES Trojans. Just like a great basketball team, we're here to assist, pass, and score big with you with our lineup of winning banking products. Whether you're looking to save with our traditional high-yield savings account, earn with Kasasa-free checkings, or secure your future with competitive loan options, we've got the tools to help you slam dunk your financial goals. Stop by one of our branches or visit Bank of Tuscan to learn more. The Bank of Tuscan, member FDIC.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
Back here at the Purple Palace, southeast of Saline Basketball tonight. Streaming live on SalinaPost.com with video and also right here on KINA. Brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. We talked about the 57-46 victory for southeast of Saline last night in a makeup game against Minneapolis. Here's an update of your NCAA standings right now. Southeast of Saline 6-0 in league play, 11-3 overall. Minneapolis now 4-2 in league play. Ellsworth also 4-2 in league play. Beloit 4-3, Sacred Heart 3-3, Republic County 1-6, and Lions at 0-5. Overall, Ellsworth comes into this game 9-4, and as I said before the break, Tyler, they are not an easy out. This Bearcat squad is athletic. They are pretty young. Not a lot of seniors on this team. I think I counted maybe one senior on the roster, and they're under a second-year head coach in Craig Batchman. That they play hard, they know what their strengths are, and they play to those strengths very well. This will be a good game tonight for Southeast of Saline and a good test.
Yeah, completely. I mean, Coach Batchman, had this squad, last year, first-year head coach. We saw some different things from him, but they're always going to play tough. They're going to play a lot like Southeast. I mean, they're going to make the game as ugly or as pretty as possible. Like, it doesn't matter. They can play both styles, and that's what makes Ellsworth really tough. And we know, it's so nice not to see a Davis name anymore for Ellsworth.
Yeah.
Like, that's finally flushed out. We're getting rid of all those fantastic athletes, but gosh darn, these athletes keep coming through Ellsworth. They play the game really well. They're either last year or 2 years, they were in a sub-state final. And you talk about, like, what that does to a team, that gels a team, that gets a team together. And, they're always a tough out. So it's a big game tonight.
They fought tooth and nail in the semifinal of the Hoisington Winter Jam last week for the right to go to the championship game with Minneapolis, the team that we saw last night. So this will be an Ellsworth team that will be pretty close to what Minneapolis was. They'll be ready to go, and they'll be ready to give Southeast of Saline a test here on their home court. Other games tonight in the NCAA, Sacred Heart is at Hutch Trinity tonight. That game is streaming live with video on SalinaPost.com. Also, Minneapolis is at Hillsboro, and Republic County is taking on Valley Heights. Beloit is idle tonight. They have the Friday night off. look at the upcoming schedule for Southeast of Saline. A little bit of a break here over the weekend. We're going to get a chance to breathe and kind of catch up, right? Yeah, I mean, get your tires rotated and get some windshield washer fluid in there. Get ready to go. We will be back at home, though, on Tuesday. The next game for Southeast of Saline will be their second date of the season with Sacred Heart. That'll be right here at home again on Tuesday. And then a week from tonight, that's an off night. Southeast of Saline gets an off night. They will be idle 1 week from tonight on Friday. So a chance for Southeast to kind of get their wheels underneath them for the stretch run. It's hard to believe that the last day of January is here, and at the conclusion of the night, Southeast of Saline will already have 15 of their 20 regular season games played. So February will be a mix of finishing out the regular season and then, of course, looking ahead to that brand new sub-state format where the sub-state for Southeast of Saline is pretty darn loaded on both sides. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Another kind of event going on tonight. Not only do we have a doubleheader of Southeast of Saline basketball, in between games, though, we will have the banner presentation for the 2024 state championship football team. So hopefully all those guys are able to make it in between games. We'll have the coaches here, and we'll go over that in between games as well. We'll try to catch that for you here on KINA and also with the video on Salina Post. Once again, one more check of the NCAA games and area games tonight. We went over Sacred Heart at Hutch Trinity, Minneapolis at Hillsboro, Republic County at Valley Heights, also Inman at Bennington, Solomon at Center, and Chapman is at Abilene tonight. That's the first meeting in the Dickinson County showdown between the Irish and the Cowboys. We will step away. When we come back, we will have starters for you and the tip. We're just about a minute and a half away from Southeast of Saline Trojan basketball as they take on the Ellsworth Bearcats right here on KINA.
I'm Ryan Arms, your mortgage loan originator at Equity Bank here in Salina, Kansas. I'm a lifelong Salina resident here to tell you our bank can offer you mortgage and refinance options with terms designed for you. Why leave our community when you can choose the bank that never forgets it's your money? With 2 locations in town on Ohio Street and Santa Fe Avenue, there's no better time to apply online, in person, or over the phone. Learn more at equitybank.com, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
When crop and weather conditions are just right, you need to bale as much as you can, as fast as you can, all while putting up the highest quality product possible. Case IH round balers have the reputation as the hardest working balers in the business to consistently build dense bales with square shoulders that don't sag. No matter the crop or field condition, bale more with Case IH round balers. With easier maintenance and serviceability, you'll spend more time where it counts. In the field, baling hay. Ready to build a better bale? Contact Can Equip in Solomon.
At Maury Clinic Sports Medicine, we are available when you need us most. I'm Dr. Andrew Westbrook, and I am the sports medicine physician at Maury Clinic. I see patients of all ages and help them come back stronger than ever. From broken bones to joint pain, my team and I are committed to help you do more. For those with sports injuries, come see us at our sports medicine walk-in clinic Monday and Thursday mornings from 8 to 9 a.m. Prevent, recover, and strengthen so you can perform your best. Maury Clinic Sports Medicine. Make your move with confidence.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Back in the Purple Palace, time now for the starting lineups. Let's first look at the Ellsworth Bearcats. They come in at 9-4 overall, 4-2 in league play under the direction of second-year head coach Craig Batchman. Laney Peshka, a 5'7" junior, leads the team in scoring, 12.5 points a game, 3.5 rebounds. Joe Lindsley, a 5'7" junior, 5.5 points a game, also 5.5 rebounds. Josie Kuser, a 5'11" junior, 5 points a game, 5 rebounds a contest. Alexis Moore is the athletic 6' junior. She averages 10 points a game, leads the team in rebounding at 6 rebounds a contest. And Elise Haxton, a 5'7" junior, 7 points, 2 rebounds. She leads the team in assists with 3 assists per game. For the Southeast of Saline Lady Trojans, 11-3 now overall. They're 6-0 in league play under the direction of Shauna Smith, Steve Reedy, and Kylie Holmes. They will start Addison Rohr, the 5'7" senior, 3 points, 4 rebounds a game. Sutton Douglas, the 5'7" junior, 6.5 points, 5 rebounds a game. Abba Pearson, 5'7" junior, 11 points, 4 rebounds a game. Reese Heinrich, 5'1" freshman, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists a game. And Kaya Samuelson, the team's leader in scoring and assists and steals. The 5'7" freshman, 11.5 points a game, 2.5 assists, and 4 rebounds a contest. Your new Image Audio keys to success, Tyler, for the Lady Trojans to sweep a clean week.
Well, Devin, we sat in Salina at Sacred Heart on January 13th. It seems like forever ago, but it also seems like yesterday. And we talked about this stretch. It was 3 games, 3 weeks, 9 games over the course of 3 weeks. Right now, Southeast is 7-1, in that stretch with a 3-point loss in a tournament championship game to Scott City. If you get out of this week 8-1, you can just exhale a little bit and go to work. You can split the season up into thirds. You didn't do well in that first third, right? Had 2 bad losses. If you get out of this with a win, it's an A+. This third, you see a turnover right there, and then you focus on the rest of the league play and get ready for postseason in that final third. Let's see what tonight brings.
Ellsworth has the opening possession, and they will turn it over, try to go over the top, a lob pass into the paint. If sails out of bounds, Southeast now will have it. Southeast of Salina, quick turnaround on the Laundry. They're back in their home white jerseys, trimmed in purple with purple numerals and letters. A little bit of black trim on those as well. Ellsworth, then they're all black road jerseys, trimmed in red with white letters and numerals. Southeast now on their offensive end after a turnover for Ellsworth on their first possession. Lob pass in up high to Sutton Douglas. Now Addison Rohr has it. She'll go to Reese Heinrich. Reese a little head shoulder fake there of a 3-pointer. Now she's stuck. Finds Abba Pearson. Abba will bounce it back to Sutton Douglas, who's in 3-point land. Now back to Heinrich. There's Samuelson open for 3. Off the heel. That won't go. Heinrich, though, battling for the rebound.
Yeah.
And she traveled with the basketball. She was in a crowd. That was a tough get that time after Reese got the rebound, and she shuffled her feet and turned it over to Ellsworth. So Southeast of Saline back on defense now in the man-to-man set.
Yeah, it's one of those. Reese just timed that ball perfectly. Just skied over everybody. Reese Heinrich skied over everybody else, but didn't, like you said, she's kind of got caught in an awkward position, drug that foot. Good call from the officials. Unfortunate turnover for Southeast.
Ellsworth now playing offense. Looking at this man-to-man Southeast of Saline Trojan defense. Working the ball on the left-hand side, a minute in, still scoreless. Good defense here by Southeast of Saline. Now to the right they go. Ellsworth trying to find something there on the inside with a post player. They're trying to get the ball to Josie Kuser, and they cannot do it yet. Now a hand check foul for Southeast of Saline. Reese Heinrich will get her first foul.
Yeah, with everything kind of breaking down offensively for Ellsworth, you saw Peshka just kind of attack the rim right there. Just look, and Reese knew it right away. She kind of got her hands there. The feet weren't, ahead of the hands. Called for the foul.
Lob pass in to 3-point land. It'll be a 3-point attempt for Ellsworth, and draining the 3-pointer is Lainey Peshka. What a beautiful stroke that was for the Bearcats and Lainey Peshka.
Yeah, Peshka kept that ball high the entire time. Like, I never thought she was going to shoot it. It was just a great stroke. The ball was high. The defender from Southeast couldn't touch. You see right there, it's a man-to-man defense from Ellsworth that forces that turnover on Southeast. As Samuelson just misses miscommunication with, I think, Douglas right there. Just throws the ball directly out of bounds.
Yeah, Samuelson and Sutton Douglas that time not on the same page. It's the second turnover for Southeast of Saline. 6:13 left to go. Ellsworth with a 3-point lead. They nailed a 3-pointer their last time down the floor. Working in that area now. Don't give it up and have a reset here with Elise Haxton. Peel up top. Peshka now goes left to right. Heinrich chasing. Now she gives it to Joe Lindsley on the opposite side. Lindsley wants to drive, coming all the way down the paint. Pearson, though, there being a roadblock, not letting her by. Abba Pearson was with her step for step. Now they'll try the other side of the lane, and a leaner that's up. It's an air ball, no good. Ellsworth gets their own rebound now. Loose ball. It's going to be scooped up and kept by Joe Lindsley.
Yeah, and the defense, and any loose ball, both teams are just going after the defense right now. It's a lot of pressure from Southeast.
Lindsley for 3, and it's a 6-0 Ellsworth lead.
Yeah, another big-time shot. And you see Abba come right down, take the 3. This is one thing, you just can't look at the scoreboard. Just keep playing your game. It looked like Abba, she didn't rush it. She caught it in rhythm. I like that shot from Abba. Don't worry about the score. Just keep going.
Here's another 3 by Ellsworth that splashes home. Elise Haxton. 3 different players hitting 3-pointers. And all of a sudden, Ellsworth is up 9-0 after 3 minutes of play.
Yeah, smooth shots, all 3 of them. Nice finish from Haxton right there.
Sutton Douglas inside, has to pick one up off the deck, and in one motion, she rises up, shoots, it hits the front of the rim, but goes in, and she is also fouled. Sutton Douglas to the free throw line to try to complete a 3-point play.
Yeah, this outside perimeter game, Sutton's like, give the ball to me down low, let me go to work. Great job from the junior, Sutton Douglas. to not only finish but get the and one opportunity.
Reagan Duran has checked into the game. Sutton Douglas completes her three-point play. 9-3 after Ellsworth started 9-0 with 3 3-pointers from 3 different people.
Yeah, and Devin, great defense from Southeast. I mean, it's just better shots. Sometimes offense is going to beat good defense. You just have to deal with it.
Here's another 3 from Ellsworth. That's no good. They get their own offensive rebound, though, and put it back in the cup. There for the board was Josie Kuser, and the junior going to the free throw line to try to complete her own three-point play.
Yeah, it looks like Feldman's called for the foul right there. Feldman just didn't do a good enough job blocking out. What a great job from Kuser to grab that offensive rebound. And like we talk about all the time, she didn't waste any time using a power dribble. She hits that free throw. She went right back up, draws the foul. Good finish from Kuser.
So I said this Ellsworth team, they're young. They only have 1 senior. Of course, Southeast only has 2 seniors on their squad. Feldman and Rohr both on the floor right now, the only 2 seniors for the Lady Trojans, who turn it over for the 3rd time. Ellsworth back the other way. They'll try a left wing 3, and that is good. Laney Peshka has 2 3-pointers here in the first quarter, and Ellsworth is scorching hot to begin this game. 15-3 and a timeout called. It's a 30-second timeout, and we will keep it right here. What a start by the Bearcats. You can't start any better. They come down on their first trip. They turn it over. Ever since then, it's just raining threes.
Yeah, exactly. And you kind of see them in the huddle right now in the timeout. They're kind of looking at each other, smiling like they know they're hot right now. And sometimes you just tip your cap. You never know when runs are going to happen, right? Like they can happen at any point in the game. You just got to, put your head down if you're Southeast and continue to do what you're going to do. The scouting report is still the scouting report. You don't throw that out the window yet. You're down 15-3. There's a ton of time to play. Keep grinding. Keep working. You would expect, if you're Shauna Smith, you want to win this game in more than 12 anyway. You're down 12. Just go to work.
Southeast out of the timeout. It'll be Rohr, Samuelson, Duran, Pearson, Feldman on the floor right now for Southeast of Saline. Ellsworth in a man-to-man defense. Samuelson will play it left to Feldman, now to Duran. Duran saw the baseline. She's going to set up the defender and then get bumped out of bounds. That is a beautiful move there by Reagan Duran. She was able to bait Joe Lindsley into a foul.
And Devin, again, as long as we've been doing this, you're starting to see the development of these players be able to throw a left-handed pass. I don't think that's something we saw a lot of 10, 15 years ago. That was a great left-handed pass from Duran, and that created the whole thing. Nice baseline inbounds play right there. Abba just wide open.
Abba Pearson wide open. Kaya Samuelson found her, and a 2-pointer for Abba. 15-5 now. Southeast of Saline starting to chip away on this, and they create a turnover. It's the second miscue of the game for Ellsworth. Remember, they turned it over on the opening possession of the game. That is just number 2 now, and Southeast of Saline gets the basketball back. Just halfway through the first quarter, 15-5, Ellsworth leading by 10. Reagan Duran with it on the left. Got it from Feldman. Now back to Pearson. Abba, big crossover. Wants to test the left side. Lost her dribble. Now she's in trouble. Gets it to Addison Moore, who has her shot blocked, but Feldman saves it for Southeast. Feldman now back over to Samuelson. Kaya gets into the paint, draws the defense. Little up and under move, steps through, tried to finish with the left hand, cannot, but Addison Rohr is there. She missed it long to the other side. Samuelson has it. Now the ball loose, and Ellsworth will pick it up. A couple of good looks there for Southeast, unable to come away with points.
Yeah, got to be able to hit those, right? You saw a couple shots in the paint. Obviously, very well contested from this defense. You see another 3. Holy moly, all the way in. Somehow bumped out right there, unfortunately for Joe Lindsay. But, yeah, you're seeing this Ellsworth defense. They are everywhere.
If there's such a thing as having 4.5 3-pointers, that was definitely the half. It was halfway down and then came back out. Here's Pearson now. She picks one up rolling off the floor. Missed the jumper from the right elbow, but Addison Rohr gets the rebound. Duran now in the paint, shoots, and she is hacked on the arm. Reagan Duran will go to the free throw line.
And Devin, this is something we talked about last night. It's Duran attacking the basket, which I love to see, her athleticism. Like, she can blow by people. I think, again, it's always that sophomore that plays varsity that really didn't know their role. She was the outside, perimeter key last year. She's athletic enough to beat a lot of people off the bounce if she misses that first free throw. But if she attacks more, it's going to open up more things for her on the outside. But she's got to continue to do that.
Duran missed the free throw. Joe Lindsley picks up her second foul, so they'll have to make an adjustment there on the Bearcat bench. Also, Addison Rohr comes out. Sutton Douglas back in. Reese Heinrich has also came back into the game for Kaya Samuelson. Second free throw by Duran is up and good. She becomes the third Lady Trojan to score. 15-6 now. Southeast of Saline back within 9. Here's a drive to the bucket. A shot up by Lindsley. That's no good. Pearson with the rebound. Abba wants to run up the left-hand side to Duran. Reagan open from three-point land. Now she's going to work it around to Heinrich.
There you go.
Back to Pearson. She's wide open left side. Bang! Abba Pearson just ripped the cords from the left wing. And now a timeout for Ellsworth. Craig Batchman wants to talk about it. It's a run for Southeast of Saline. They were down 12, now back within 6. They have cut the deficit in half.
Yeah, and that's when Pearson catches it in rhythm. Like you talk about laces, I heard Jason Williams, white chocolate, talking about this. He said as a point guard, he goes when to give his passes to the laces to a shooter. And I see when you see Abigail Pearson, if you go back and watch last night's game, all of her threes, all 5 of them, she had laces, going with her hands. And right there, that's how she caught it. The first 3 she took, it was kind of out of rhythm. She didn't have that hand placement correctly. Right there, you get out Abigail Pearson in rhythm, hand placement correct. Holy moly, there's usually only one outcome that's going to happen.
And that's a great point, too, because so much of it is not the shooter. It's how the ball is presented to the shooter. That is a great point. It's timing, it's ball placement, it's what hand the shooter wants the ball in. Yeah, that's a great point there. Here's a shot put up. That's no good. Ellsworth, though, comes crashing in for the rebound. Their putback is no good. Reagan Duran secures it for Southeast of Saline. Quickly off to Kaya Samuelson, who came back in during the timeout. Pearson with it. Hesitation on the left-hand side. She hits the brakes, now back on the gas. She tried to play it back into the paint to Duran, and Reagan had that squirt right between her ankles. And a foul on the floor on Reese Heinrich. Is that the call there? It is. A loose ball foul will go against Reese Heinrich, trying to get that possession for Southeast. That will be her second third team foul now for Southeast. So a guard on each team has 2 fouls.
And the pass is almost too good. Duran wasn't ready for it. It's just kind of an awkward angle. There was a lot of bodies had to go through. Duran didn't know the ball was coming, and Heinrich is on the floor going after a loose ball. Is called for her second, which is going to be big. It's going to be, how do we work this lineup now with Heinrich with 2 already this early?
1:40 left to go, first quarter. Southeast Trojan Basketball here taking on Ellsworth. First meeting of the season between these two league foes. 15-9. Ellsworth leading by 6. Here's a 3. Left-hand side, hit the front of the rim. It comes off Sutton Douglas. Takes it out of the air for Southeast. Here comes Pearson now, working her way back to the middle. Fires at the Feldman, who's open. Sarah for 3. Too strong, no good. Duran had a shot at the rebound, and then it was lost out of bounds. She was in there battling with Kinley Place. And it goes out of bounds to Ellsworth. 1:18 left to go here in the quarter.
Yeah, it looked like Place had good positioning on Duran, and Duran just goes up. Unfortunately, she was the last hand to touch it. Another good call from the officials on one of those 50-50 balls.
Ellsworth is on quite the drought right now, Sadler. Remember, they were up 15-3 at one time, and they haven't scored for about 5 minutes of clock time. 15-9 right now.
Well, that's one of those things. You go on streaks, you get hot at times, you never know what's going to happen. It just happened early on in the game. Just continue to play the defense and continue to trust your process.
Nice pass down low and a score. On the right-hand side, it's going to be Kinley Place with the 2-pointer as Ellsworth worked their offense to perfection. Feldman now, hard bounce inside. Douglas can't score at the left. Big body bump there. Sent Sutton off rhythm, and it comes away. Ellsworth basketball.
Yeah, right there. Reagan Hansen did a good job defensively. Like you said, a big bump, and that just good body placement by Hansen.
Here's another 2-point attempt. That's going to be strong off the board. It's going to end up in a foul for Kinley Place, trying to get that basketball back. That'll be her first for Ellsworth, their 4th team foul.
And, Devin, it's eliminating second-chance opportunities right now. We're seeing Southeast clean the defensive boards up. What that means, a hot shooting team can do whatever, but as long as you're getting defensive rebounds, you're eliminating second-chance opportunities. I got Aston Rohr for 4 rebounds already. I mean, she's just doing that nasty stuff right now, keeping Southeast in this game.
Clock inside 20 seconds. Here's a drive and a kick out. Feldman's 3, no good. Sutton Douglas on the right side of the basket, grabs the weak side rebound, goes back up and is fouled. 2 free throws coming up for Sutton Douglas.
Yeah, and Sutton right there just fought her way into that offensive rebound. The shot was a little bit more missed than Sarah Feldman ever like. You never want to miss a shot when you're a shooter, but it kind of didn't touch much of the rim. Sutton Douglas in the right spot as she misses that first free throw. This is, again, it's games like this. It's games like every game. You got to be able to hit free throws. And Sutton Douglas, as much work as she does down low, this is something that she can clean up in her game.
Shauna Smith sneaks Abba Pearson out of the game to take a quick break here with 14 seconds left in the quarter. Douglas, 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Now in the game, she is 2 out of 3. Clock down to 11. Ellsworth will have the last say at it here. Southeast of Salina in a little bit of a zone look. Ellsworth goes baseline, blows right by the defender. Now a battle for the rebound, and they fall down with the basketball. 4/10 of a second left. Kinley Place got her own rebound, but then she fell down, and Southeast of Saline will have to inbound here to end the quarter and won't get a great look at it. 17-10, solid quarter by the Ellsworth Bearcats as they came out guns a-blazing, and they will take a 7-point lead into the second quarter. Lady Trojan Basketball here on KINA, and also live stream video free of charge, presented right now on SalinaPost.com by Salina Ortho.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe and a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
Devin Haney, Tyler Smith back here in the Equity Bank broadcast booth at Southeast of Saline High School. Ellsworth leading Southeast of Saline 17-10 as we enter the second quarter of action. Glad you could join us. It's a normal Friday night, right? We played on so many random nights. It feels good to be here on a Friday night in our home gym.
Yeah, it really does. And it means that we can all go home and go to bed tomorrow and not have to set an alarm for stupid o'clock, to get up for work. So it's nice to be on a Friday.
Heinrich fires a three from the baseline. That rims off no good. A rebound taken in by the Bearcats.
That Cooser right there just had great position on Douglas. So if Douglas gets that ball, she's going right back up with it. Great rebound from Ellsworth.
There's a bump in the back. I believe this is going to go against Abba Pearson down low. It'll be her first foul. Team foul number 1 of the quarter for Southeast. So Reese Heinrich for Southeast, also Joe Lindsley for Ellsworth, each have 2 fouls. There's a baseline shot on the left-hand side of the offense for Josie Cooser, and that is a 2-pointer for her. She had a 3-point opportunity with a 2 and a free throw tacked on in the first quarter. Now she has 5.
Yeah, nice inbounds play. Cooser steps into that very nicely. You see an offensive foul right there, and of course, I want to know what the percentage is, and this isn't, I'm not talking down on officials. Usually when that whistle blows, that shot falls. Right there you saw Samuelson hit the 18-footer, but they're going to call an offensive foul. Looked like an illegal screen on Douglas.
19-10 now. Ellsworth back up by 9. They initially put that on the scoreboard as a 3, but they took one down now, 19-10. 6:57 left to go here in the second quarter. Southeast has been pretty solid on defense, but boy, that barrage of threes early got him behind the 8 ball. And as I say that, here is another. This is Kinley Place, who hadn't had a 3-pointer yet. She puts one up. There's Samuelson driving to the cup, and she is fouled. This will be on Lainey Peshka, and it's her first personal foul. Free throws coming up for Kaya Samuelson.
Well, again, it's stick and gunner report. I know you're down 22-10, but you're not going to attack certain shooters. I mean, obviously there's players you have to take care of. It's Peshka. It's Cooser. Those are the players you have to worry about as that first free throw's missed. You got to stick with what you're doing, but at some point you just got to play the averages and hope that Ellsworth stops hitting every flipping shot they take. But right now they're on fire and the confidence is growing.
7 players have played for Ellsworth, Tyler. 4 of them have made 3-point shots.
You would take that over an entire game. We're talking about a quarter and change.
And by the way, that's also not counting Josie Cooser, who had an and 1 for 3 points on a trip down the floor. There's a drive by Peshka to the baseline, shut off there by Heinrich, who's being super careful, has her arms in the air, and now Ellsworth tries to swing it around the perimeter, and they turn it over. That is turnover number 3 for the Bearcats as they lead 22-11. Biggest lead was 12 points. Southeast then went on a 6-0 run and crawled back within 6, but since then now it has been Bearcats.
Devin, this is kind of like some fun adversity, right? Like you want to see how your team responds to a moment like this. And I think, again, we talk about it all the time. You see right there, Pearson, holy moly. She's got the ball at the seams. I don't want to continue to say that, but you can see it if you're watching on SalinaPost.com. Catch the ball at the seams in rhythm. It's like a layup for her. I mean, she is automatic right now.
Second 3 of the game for Abba Pearson. 8 points for her. Lob pass inside. It'll bury a Bearcat underneath. Hit the bottom of the backboard. Struggle for the basketball. Goes out of bounds, and it will stay here with Ellsworth off the hands of a Southeast player. Into the game for the first time for Ellsworth is Kelly Rodriguez. Rodriguez comes into the game. She's a 5'11 junior. Ellsworth running some baseline offense here. They kick it out just inside of the three-pointer. A shot up, too strong, no good. Run out here for Samuelson as she takes it back to the middle of the floor. Looking left, looking right. She has two options. Heinrich on the left. Reese gets to the cup. Big bump there for Reese Heinrich, and no foul called. Wow, I'm not sure how that wasn't a body check foul.
Yeah, it's one of those where I think Reese just kind of, it stinks that she's a little bit smaller. And I thought that was a huge body check. I thought she did a great job staying strong in the basket. Nice catch and finish right there with Kuser.
Kuser kept the ball up high, never brought it down, was able in one motion, just take it off her fingertips and off the window. 24-14, Ellsworth leading by 10. Duran with it, top of the circle. Samuelson rings the bell from three. 4 points in the quarter for Kaya Samuelson. That's her first field goal of the night.
And again, it's the freshman with no memory. Didn't shoot the ball well in the first quarter. Comes out, she just keeps gunning. I love that. It's an open shot. It's in rhythm. It's what you want in the offense and that the secondary transition play. Great job from Samuelson.
Here's a three-pointer by Ellsworth. No good. A rebounding foul now called on Josie Kuser, and she has 2 fouls. She went on top of Reagan Duran that time, who had a great block out.
Yeah, Duran, I mean, chalk that up for a rebound for, Duran if you want to. It's not going to go down in the books as that, but Duran caused that foul, and that's more valuable than a defensive rebound. You're drawing the foul on the Ellsworth star. Great job from Duran, just good position, good box out. It's a great moment for Southeast right now.
4:44 left to go here, second quarter, working our way towards halftime. Pearson with it, top of the circle, now back right to Samuelson. Kaya tests the baseline, now comes back out. Looking for an option to help. She's going to be tied up, an Ellsworth player all over her.
Yeah, it looked like we literally had an arm around a neck. No foul. They said the ball was just off of Ellsworth right there. Good defense if you get away with it right there. It's Eleni Peshka just making sure everything is extremely difficult for Kaya Samuelson.
That's a good matchup to watch there. Those two have been locked up pretty much all game long. Here's Heinrich now. Dribble drive, hands it off to Reagan Duran. Duran had her ball swatted away. She picks it up, flips it to Samuelson for a three. No good. Rebound down low, taken in by Elise Haxton.
Oh, mercy.
This one's picked out of the air. Here are the two freshmen down the court. 2-on-1. Heinrich has the shot blocked, and it comes the other way to Ellsworth.
Very clean. That's a lot of fun basketball right there. Good block from Ellsworth.
Here's a three from the left. Ellsworth, no. Addison Rohr inside to secure the rebound.
Yeah, there's just athletes everywhere. And we saw Samuelson with a great interception right there. Nice pass to Heinrich. Heinrich did everything she could, but a great block from Ellsworth on the other side.
Reagan Duran's shot. She had her shot partially blocked. Pearson there to pick it up. Abba's fadeaway won't go down. And now a rebound taken in by the Bearcats. 3:35 left to go. Still a 7-point Ellsworth lead.
And Devin, we talked about Ellsworth last year. We thought this team would be, a team that not only could contend for, a league title, but they're gonna make some noise. And they've had some issues, during the regular season. But gosh darn, you're seeing why, they can provide a lot of problems for other teams. You see right there as Place with another bucket right there. But they're strong and they're deep.
She has come off the bench, Kenley Place I'm speaking of, and scored 7 points. Approaching the 3-minute mark of the third quarter. Back to an Ellsworth 9-point lead. Southeast with the ball. Heinrich with it up top. Wants to drive. Puts a shot high off the window. And in. Reese Heinrich with a circus shot off the top of the backboard that went in.
She had a protractor out right there. I don't know how she got the angle to do what she just did, but that ball hit the top left corner of the backboard. Somehow found itself in. Great finish from Heinrich.
It's all about the spin you put on the rock, right? I mean, it just spun its way off the glass and found a home.
Great English. Is it called English in another country? I always want that answer. I never know.
We'll figure that out over the weekend. Here's a shot.
Roar again.
Double possession on the rebound. The arrow will keep it with Ellsworth. And Sutton Douglas will come in. Sarah Feldman will check in. Also Addison Rohr and Reese Heinrich come out. Heinrich, remember, with those 2 fouls, so if they can get her through this half without picking up the third, that'll probably help her out a lot in that second half, and that's the goal, I imagine, for Southeast bench.
Yeah, and Devin, right there, Rohr had 0 opportunities at the rebound. I mean, she was outnumbered by multiple Bearcats. Did a great job fighting for the basketball and creating this tie-up.
Here's a runner off the backboard. Long rebound out to the three-point line. Feldman will clear it for Southeast of Saline. Off to Kaya Samuelson. Approaching the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. They're swinging around. Duran now inside. Big bounce to Douglas. Loose ball. Douglas goes down after it. And she traveled with the basketball. Boy, if Sutton would have just stayed on that right knee and not lifted up, she would have been okay. But she lifted it. A traveling violation there off the loose ball rebound. Taryn Getz has checked into the game here for Southeast of Saline. She's going to give Kaya Samuelson a break.
Yeah, and this is, we talk about Getz quite a bit, because she's a scorer. She could do things as only a freshman. This is the first time we've seen her in the first half of the game, with significant time. I'm excited to watch this freshman play.
Here's Ellsworth with the basketball. Inside 2 minutes left to go, 1:48 left to play. Dribble drive, kick out over here to the right. Ellsworth now will do the same and go back to the left. Feels like they're in stall mode here.
Well, and it looks like we might just have Getz right now on Haxton and just let everybody else go. I don't know. It looks, or it's just Ellsworth's not doing a lot. It might be that stall mode, so you can't really get a read on the defense.
Here's a drive down the paint. Wild shot put up, collected by Sutton Douglas. Southeast has it. Back the other way. 84 seconds left to go. Skip pass over the defense in transition to Duran. Back to Getz. Now to Pearson. Abba looking inside at Douglas. Tries to dribble by her. Lost the basketball, but she gets it back. Plays it to Taryn Getz on the right-hand side. 1:08 left to play. Duran now back to Getz. That was a slow bounce pass, but Taryn was able to get it. Now Duran for three. That's going to be an air ball out of bounds. Pearson saves it, though, and it comes back to the hands of Getz. Back to Pearson, spotting up for three. Can't get it to go down. It's going to be kicked out. Now Taryn Getz will try a three. No. Loose ball in by Pearson.
Holy moly. Now, there's diving bodies everywhere. There's bodies on the floor.
Duran on the ground to get it. Now to Feldman. That one's strong, no good. Man, what a fun possession, but Southeast comes away empty. 36 seconds left to go.
Holy moly. So much fun right there.
Here's Rodriguez with a shot, and she's going to be fouled by Reagan Duran. So that will send Kelly Rodriguez to the free throw line.
And, Devin, I made an emphasis tonight to make sure I was taking care of rebounds. I completely lost track right there. There was far too much going on. Nevertheless, I'm kind of thankful for this foul in Duran. That gives me time to catch my breath.
Rodriguez first free throw rims off, no good. Samuelson's coming back in. She's going to replace Sarah Feldman. 28.5 seconds left to go. Also, Addison Rohr will check in here. She will replace Sutton Douglas. 26-19. Rodriguez has another free throw waiting on her. That foul on Duran, by the way, her first. Second free throw goes in. Rodriguez in the scoring column, the fifth Bearcat to score. 27-19. Duran has it, right-hand side. Now to Pearson. Now Taryn Getz. Getz wants to go down the lane. She's open. She's going to be fouled. And the basket does not go in. Taryn Getz just turned the corner on Ellsworth's defense. Thought she had the hoop to go in the window, but she will get a couple of free throws.
That's exactly what I was talking about. What you just said right there. It was that step that she took. It wasn't like I'm just taking this screen and I'm going to go. She took that step, and she had aggression going downhill towards the bucket as she hits the first free throw. Again, I don't want to say she's offensive-minded, meaning she can't play defense, but Taryn Getz can do things offensively, just has that mindset, I'm going to go to the bucket, I'm going to do things. If I have an open three, I'm going to take it. That's a big-time play from the freshman.
So Taryn Getz at the line, made the first one. Second one also splashes home. 2 of 2 at the free throw line for freshman Taryn Getz. Ellsworth has it with 11 seconds left to go. Up top now with the basketball. Clock down to 6. Now to the left, he'll take a three. And it's good.
Of course.
Joe Lindsley hits her second three of the game. And Ellsworth will fight off Southeast of Saline and take a 9-point lead into the locker room at halftime. 30-21 is our score. It's time now for the postgame report. When we come back, we'll have numbers from the first half. We'll also check the Bennington State Bank scoreboard and have a conversation with Francis Flax about the guys' game last night and the one coming up. 30-21. We're at halftime, and it's brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories.
Attention deer hunters and land managers. Join Phillips Seed Wildlife for the Whitetail Management Summit on March 1st in Oswego, Kansas. Hear from Don Higgins of the Chasing Giants podcast, nationally recognized deer veterinarian Dr. Clifford Shipley, and Wes Delks, Whitetail Land Management Consultant. Elevate your whitetail management game. To register, Google Whitetail Summit 2025 or call 785-949-2204. That's 949-2204. Reserve your spot today. Spaces are limited.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knauf Auto is the AmSoil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knauf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the southeast of Saline Trojans.
The Appliance Center. It's where you go to shop for washers, dryers, kitchen appliances, furniture, pellet grills, TVs, and so much more. If you are looking for a local family-owned business, visit the Appliance Center. We're in the big red and white building on South Broadway in Salina. Come experience the Appliance Center difference.
During the winter months, we all rack up a lot of miles, especially following the SES basketball and wrestling teams. Isaacson Truckline is a proud supporter of the Southeast Trojans and wants to remind everyone to be safe on the roads this season. For local and long-haul service of freight and livestock, call Isaacson Truckline.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap. Shot at the horn! Stats, interviews, and a look at other area games. Now, let's get back to the gym for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here at halftime, the Knauf Auto and Truck Accessories halftime report. 30-21, Ellsworth leading southeast of Saline. Halftime of the girls' game. Time now to look back at the game last night and ahead to the game tonight for southeast of Saline's Trojans and head coach Francis Flax. Big victory for you last night, Coach. 74-31. Defense has been the calling card last night. I thought you guys looked pretty solid on defense, and especially turning that defense into offense.
Yeah, we were pretty good defensively and very, very efficient on offense. You're right. A lot of those times that they turned it over, we converted relatively easy buckets, and we kept the pressure on them all night. That's what the gratifying thing was.
There's been a couple of different times this season where we've seen Gannon Jacobson be able to get to the rim, whether it's starting out on the block or driving from the outside in, and the other team just doesn't have an answer for that, and they just kind of seem like they bought a ticket and they're standing there watching him. That's kind of what it felt like last night, right? I mean, Gannon was just kind of having his way, but he makes things look so easy, too.
Yeah, anytime he gets it around the rim, you never know how he's going to finish, but you pretty well know he's going to finish.
Yeah.
I don't think things will be as easy tonight for him in the post because they have a presence in there that'll try to keep him in check.
One thing we didn't talk about last night that I do want to ask you about is the game against Republic County. When you went to the bench, you weren't a fan of the way the guys off the bench came in and played and finished out the game. Last night, I thought they played much better.
Well, I gave them a pretty stern warning before we put them in that they had better score. And I tell you, it was just the way they were engaged on the bench last night. I knew that they were going to do something positive, and they very well did.
Ellsworth tonight, this is the first meeting with the Bearcats. This is a team that lost a lot. Anytime you lose somebody with Cravens in their last name, you got to replace a bunch of points and one of the best players in this class. But, boy, they still got some guys coming back. What do you think about the Bearcats?
Well, they've won 6 games. And the thing about them is they don't care if the score's in the 40s. They're more likely to be in the game. So they're not going to want us to get out and run on them. I'm not They've been playing man-to-man. I don't know if they'll do that tonight against us. I hope they do. But they have some – they don't have a lot of experience. But what they have starting tonight is a good, solid squad. Now, they're thin off the bench, according to what we've watched them on film. They're very thin off the bench. But, you know, if we don't take care of the basketball and don't make opportunities to score, make scores, we're going to have a battle on our hands.
Big week here for you. You set the initiative out, finish the month of January with 5 straight wins, get out of the month and go into February 8-7. You're 1 game away from doing that. What do you want to see most from your guys here tonight?
Well, this is the third game in 4 days. So we just have to really be focused in again. These kids are young. They can play another 32 minutes and it won't bother them. What I want to see them do is get down and guard. Now we're going to see a different deal tonight because last night, it'll be the same situation except the big guy from Ellsworth is going to bring the ball down the court. So we're going to have Caden Perry guarding him instead of Grady Gebhardt. So that's going to be something to see. But we're going to try to do the same thing we did to the Just kid last night, wear him out.
Yeah. It was effective last night. Can't wait to see it tonight. Good luck to you. We'll talk to you after the game.
Thank you.
Francis Flax, head coach of the Southeast of Saline Trojans. His guys tonight will get to see the Ellsworth Bearcats for the first time. 30-21, our score here at the break. Ellsworth leading Southeast of Saline. When we come back, numbers from the first half and the start of the third quarter. It's Lady Trojan Basketball here on KINA.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
The Southeast of Saline School District has a long-standing reputation for excellence. This excellence in public education has been a source of great pride and one of the factors contributing to the quality of life in our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation works in partnership with the USD 306 School District and the community that it serves to maximize student potential, thereby creating a lasting legacy, not only for our children, but for our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation salutes the Trojan Sports Program.
Trojan fans, it takes fuel to win the day. When you're following our team to show that purple pride, fill your tank with gas and diesel as you're coming or going at our 24/7 pumps. And be sure to stop to get the energy you need with a hot cup of New England coffee or cocoa. Or grab a slice of your favorite Hunt Brothers pizza and snacks. Assyria Oil and Hardware is proud to support the Southeast of Saline community. Located at the corner of Center and Main in Assyria. We'll fill you up.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Back here at Southeast of Saline, Devin Haney along with Tyler Smith in the Equity Bank broadcast booth. 30-21, Ellsworth leading Southeast of Saline. Let's go over scoring from that first half. Ellsworth had 6 different players score. Josie Kuser leads the way with 7, along with Kinley Place off the bench with 7. 6 for Laney Pechka and Joe Lindsley also with 6. 3 for Elise Haxton and 1 for Kelly Rodriguez. For Southeast of Saline, they're being led in scoring by Abba Pearson with 18, 4 for Sutton Douglas, 4 for Kaya Samuelson, 2 for Reese Heinrich, 2 for Taryn Getz, and 1 for Reagan Duran. Southeast of Saline, 6 of 9 from the free throw line, while Ellsworth is 2 out of 3. 4 turnovers unofficially each on both teams. Southeast with 4 and Ellsworth with 4. Tyler, Southeast is still fighting back from that early three-point barrage. 4 3-pointers in the first quarter. Ellsworth also hit 2 more in the second quarter. They have 6 3-pointers here at the half. Southeast of Saline has pushed it back within 6 a couple of times. Right now they trail by 9. What do you think here about this second half?
Yeah, Devin, there's nothing more contagious or addicting in the world than confidence, and we're seeing Ellsworth just grow with that right now. You know, I wasn't a very good basketball player, but I played a lot better defense after I hit a 3, and you're seeing that. I mean, 6 threes in the first half, 4 in the first quarter, like you said, 2 in the second quarter, and that elevates your defense. And it just grows, right? Like, you touch me, like you feel like every shot's going to go in. Right now we're seeing Ellsworth play with that. So right now if you're Southeast, you got to continue to dig your heels and continue to do what you are going to do, continue to have your game plan and just trust the process. Trust that you're going to come back. If you could just turn the scoreboard off, set the clock on, you got to somehow not look at that scoreboard. You're down 9. Don't change the way you're playing because you're doing everything fine. It's just shots falling for Ellsworth at a ridiculous rate. Just play hard, see where you are with about 3 minutes to go.
Ellsworth is also kind of taking Southeast out of their game by the tempo that they're playing. They've come down the floor and spent a lot of times on a few different possessions, and I think that's thrown Southeast off a little as well. 9-point game, Ellsworth leading by 9, 30-21. Southeast starting out with the basketball and the deficit. Heinrich has it, left-hand side, big ball fake. Now she gives it to Samuelson. She'll fire the baseline 3. That's up no good. A rebound taken in down low on the right block by Elise Haxton. Here comes Ellsworth back the other way. They want to attack the goal. Now they'll peel it back out. Nothing there. Shut off by Addison Rohr. Back out around the perimeter. Here's Ellsworth with a reset now. Double screen up top on Samuelson. Now they fire it to the left. Pick and roll off that screen inside. Basket up, no good. Sutton Douglas had a glance off her right shoulder, and then it went off. It looked like a Bearcat and out of bounds. I thought Alexis Moore was the last one to touch it. Official didn't see it that way, and it's going to stay here with Ellsworth.
And, Devin, here's what you can't do for Southeast. You can't all of a sudden start just flying to three-point shooters and neglecting inside. Right there, they had a nice entry pass. Looked like they had a shot, an opportunity for an easy shot. They didn't go with it, but you've got to continue to pound down low if you're Southeast. If the shooters are going to continue to stay hot, you just tip your cap at the end of the night, but you got to challenge them to beat you from the perimeter.
Over to the right-hand side, now working it back top of the circle. Now to the left, a little 4-out-1 in offense. They'll let a 3 fly.
Never mind. I mean, it's just, this is impressive.
Joe Lindsley with a three-pointer. That's her third 3. She has hit 1 in each quarter.
Yeah, and it looked like right there a little awkward moment where the ball hit off the official. I thought maybe Lindsay traveled with the basketball as she was trying to help Pearson up. Kind of one of those awkward situations. I like that no call. Doesn't go with the rules, but sometimes just, you bypass the rules and play the game and let the flow go.
33-21. It's a 12-point advantage for Ellsworth. They have the basketball back. Fired off to the left, now back inside. Trying to get it into Alexis Moore. Her shot is up, no good. Sutton Douglas with the rebound, and a foul will be called underneath on the Bearcats.
Yeah, great rebound from Douglas right there. You saw Moore go up, and she got the first chance opportunity up there, and then Douglas did a great job just with position, and Moore's going to be called for her third. And so this is what you got to keep doing. Just keep grinding the gears, keep doing your thing.
Josie Kuser actually got that foul. That is her third.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
So she will go to the bench. Back in will be Reagan Hansen, who returns to the contest. Played some in the first half as well. 2 minutes into this third quarter. Southeast still looking for their first points. Heinrich with it on the left-hand side. Now she's going to cross over, get back underneath the goal, and go to Addison Rohr. Now to Pearson. Pearson shoots a guarded 3. Why not? Abba Pearson trying to keep her team in this game. She has 11 points. Now that is her third 3, 1 in each quarter.
I overheard Shauna Smith say, move the ball. Abba gave a little ball fake. Defense kind of slipped just a little bit. She had the ball on the seams, drains it.
I think they're using code words when Coach Smith says move the ball.
That means shoot.
Abba goes green light.
Yes. She deserves that green light with the way she's been playing. Oh.
Addison Rohr fell down a little bit, kind of tripped up on the inside. That left Reagan Hansen unattended, and Reagan will score her first basket of the night.
But I'll tell you what, Hansen right there, like that's a difficult shot. Like all of a sudden your defender falls, you don't know what's going on. She composed herself and drains the 5-footer, which we see missed a lot of times when the defense isn't on you. It's a good finish from Hansen.
Here's Samuelson inside, crosses over defender, plays it out to Pearson. She'll shoot the 3, and they'll say 3 seconds. Well, usually when the shot's going up, you don't see that call, but got one there. Now a 30-second timeout will be called by Southeast of Saline. We will step aside. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. 35-24, Bearcats lead it by 11 here on KINA.
For over 30 years, Ryan Roofing has been the area's leader in commercial roofing installation. Over 10 million square feet of Durolast roofing. Now Ryan Roofing is expanding their expertise to the residential properties to better serve you and your home. Shingles, windows, siding, and gutters. Call Ryan Roofing in Salina today for a free roof assessment and get the expert advice you need. Ryan Roofing, serving commercial businesses in the area for over 30 years and now working for you on your residential property.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
35-24, Ellsworth leading by 11. 4:57 left to go here in the third quarter. Back in the Equity Bank broadcast booth here at Southeast of Saline. 3 dates of basketball, all here in the home gym finally for Southeast. Here's a shot put up by Reagan Hansen, no good. Reese Heinrich will grab the board for Southeast. She wants to push up the floor to Pearson. Now left-hand side to Reagan Duran, who's come into the game. Here's a ball that gets poked loose. Duran still going after it with a Bearcat. Now a pushing foul will be called on Elise Haxton. Haxton has a big reaction over that as her and Duran were knotted up, bumping each other. Duran went to the floor. Haxton landed on top of her, and Elise Haxton gets the foul, her first.
Yeah, Devin, that's a really tough one on Haxton. Like that's one, if you're Coach Batchman, you want to talk, and he's having to talk with the official right there. Like, that's what you tell your players, dude, that was a loose ball. She's going after it. Very fortunate for Southeast to get the foul called. And now we're inbounding the ball, and we still got an official talking. This is awkward, but we're playing basketball with 2 officials. Now we're all on the board.
That's her second foul for Haxton, by the way. Missed one in the first half. Here's Pearson, and she gets a big bump. She's in the act of shooting as well. She'll go to the free throw line. Abigail Pearson to shoot free throws. Her first free throw trip of the game. And that is the third personal foul on Joe Lindsley. So 2 different Bearcats now with 3 fouls. And Pearson's first free throw is up and good.
And again, it's Abba attacking, right? Like, we know people are going to fly at her. That's an element of the game that we know she shoots a lot of threes, but we've seen, especially in the last couple of weeks, she's making a lot of threes. But now she's attacking the rim with that. Holy moly. She's being really difficult to defend from anybody.
Second free throw, also good. 5 points in the quarter. She's the only one to score so far here in the second half for Southeast. Back within 9, 35-26. Pearson has 13 for the game, and now a traveling violation up top on Ellsworth.
And let's talk about confidence right there. It's Haxton right there that commits that uncharacteristic turnover. That's something we haven't seen from her all night, but she's also the player that called for a foul that we didn't agree with as well. That's how you start battling confidence down. You just continue to out-hustle people, outwork them, kind of break them down little by little, and see what happens by the end of this game.
Big possession here for Southeast, and Reese Heinrich drives down to the right-hand block and turns it over on a traveling violation.
And here's what I like about the officiating right there. I thought the baseline official would have seen that. It was this sideline official that did see it. I agree with that call. I like it. If you see it, you call it. Doesn't matter if it's in your position or not. It's a good call from the officials. That's good defense that led to that turnover.
Addison Rohr takes it back, though, for Southeast of Salina on the defensive end. Back into the hands of Heinrich. Right-hand side to Duran. Rohr trying to post up. They swing it around. Ends up with Feldman on the left-hand side, who just checked in for Samuelson. 3:42 left to go here in the third. Pearson, hard bounce to Duran. She explodes down the baseline, off the window, won't go down. Yeah. And a rebounding foul will be called here on Reagan Duran, her second.
Yeah, Duran right there did a great job driving baseline. Didn't make the initial shot, but just a great rebound from Ellsworth. That's that element of the game that we got to see Duran just continue to develop. If she can attack and score, on those contested, inside layups, she's going to be really dangerous. She's already dangerous because she can beat you from the outside. That athleticism, she gets a lot of opportunities just because of that. She's got to be able to finish those.
35-26 again. Ellsworth with the ball. Moore inside the free throw line. Her jumper rolls home. First basket of the game for Alexis Moore. Now all 5 Ellsworth starters have scored.
Yeah, great high-low game from Ellsworth right there. They got them up the short corner and then got it right back out. Nice finish.
Here's Pearson inside. She got fouled, but it wasn't called. She'll make the basket anyway. 15 for Abigail Pearson. 37-28. Southeast just keeps banging their head against this 9-point margin.
And Devin, you're talking about in between games, we have the banner presentation. This crowd is growing right now. As you see right there, Reagan Duran, great job blocking out. But this crowd is growing. You got to kind of use that momentum if you're Southeast. Use that energy that they're going to bring you.
Reagan Hansen gets the rebounding foul there. As a shot went up missing for Ellsworth. That'll be her first.
And that's twice now, just off the top of my head, that Duran doesn't get a rebound for it, but she creates a foul on Ellsworth. That's just a great job, great position, great fight from the sophomore, Reagan Duran.
So Southeast gets it back here, trailing by 9. This has been their cross to bear here in this third quarter. Pearson fakes it left. Now comes back to Duran with a pass. Now Feldman back to Pearson. Abba inside to Douglas. That one swatted out of there by Reagan Hansen for Ellsworth, and they take it away.
Yeah, it's a pass where it looks like maybe if it goes to the left hand, it's going to be good. The pass just a little bit errant, and let Hansen get a hand on there right there. Just really good defensive play from Ellsworth.
Peshka with it. She's guarded by Samuelson. Wants to go baseline. Douglas there with a half help. Now back top of the free throw line to a shot from Reagan Hansen. That's no good. Ellsworth, though, keeps the rebound. Now Moore inside. Pirouettes all the way around, and Alexis Moore scores 2 baskets in a row for Ellsworth. Back to an 11-point Bearcat lead.
Yeah, it's a good finish from Moore. I mean, Moore just attacked the offensive rebound, beat a couple Trojans to the basketball. She's rewarded with that.
Douglas kick out. Kaya Samuelson for 3. That won't go down. Scrum for the rebound. They'll save it here with Southeast of Saline. 1:42 left here in the third quarter. Southeast of Saline basketball tonight. The doubleheader with Ellsworth, brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers.
Devin, I know I'm always very biased on the officials' calls on 50-50 balls, but gosh darn, they've been getting a lot of these right in my eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a tough one right there. When you see teams attack the boards like Ellsworth and Southeast is going to do, it's going to bring a lot of questions, but they're great calls.
Pearson directing traffic, left it off for Sutton Douglas. She was unable to make the shot, and then Sarah Feldman comes crashing in and is fouled on the rebound putback attempt. Feldman will step to the line for Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, you just saw 3 Ellsworth defenders just collapse on Douglas right there, as they should. Douglas' shot comes up short. There was nobody to take care of Feldman as she just attacked the offensive rebound and gets herself to the free throw line for 2.
I love that, though, because what Sarah did, Tyler, is Abba's on the right-hand side near the baseline. Sutton's filling the middle. Sarah saw the left-hand side needed to be filled, and she went in there and got the rebound.
I tell you what, the more and more Sarah Feldman's on the court, watch her how she directs people. Like, we talk about being an extra coach on the court. Like, she always understands where to be. She understands how to communicate with her teammates. That's leadership right there. Again, her minutes, they're growing more and more, and it's just because of the work that she puts in, how much she values scouting reports, and she knows exactly where to go all the time.
1:23 left to go here, third quarter. Both those free throws made by Sarah Feldman. 39-30 is our score. Ellsworth still leading. They've been able to hold Southeast of Saline at arm's length here.
Oh, the hard screen right there by Ellsworth. Heinrich took the brunt in on that.
High post now. They go to Alexis Moore. She nearly lost the basketball. Now plays it out to Laney Peshka. Now back out in the hands of Elise Haxton. Baseline shot up, no good. Heinrich with the rebound. Heinrich now being hounded in the backcourt, but now Haxton will retreat.
Well, I'll tell you what, Haxton right there, nice little step back to get herself free for a 15-footer. That's a big-time move from Haxton.
Heinrich on the left, now to Pearson. Pearson, big ball fake, now to Samuelson. Kaya to Duran. Now back to Reese Heinrich. Pearson wants the ball down on the low block. Heinrich will bring it back the other way, and she tried to get it to Sutton Douglas down low. Too many hands in the cookie jar there. That ball pops free, and it's a turnover for Southeast.
Yeah, it's a really difficult opportunity for Sutton. I don't know what she's going to do with it if she gets the basketball. There's just so many defenders on that. You want to kick it to the baseline and kind of continue to run that offense.
Ellsworth, pretty happy with what they've done here. It looks like they're going to take the clock down to end the third quarter and take the last crack at it. 10 seconds left to go. Here's a pass, wide open. Rodriguez down low. Somebody lost her, and Kelly Rodriguez scores her first field goal. Clock down to 3, down to 2. Pearson's going to launch from half court. It's on its way and misses. It was a 9-point game at halftime. Ellsworth adds a bucket onto that, and it's the Bearcats leading Southeast of Saline 41-30 as we go to the fourth and final quarter. Southeast of Saline Trojan Basketball here on KINA with live stream video on SalinaPost.com, presented tonight by Salina Ortho.
Whether on the field, court, or operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 50 years of combined service. If you need help staying active, or maybe you just want to discuss the newest techniques and services that Salina Ortho provides, or you want to see one of their trusted physicians, visit salinaortho.com. Come see Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
Back here at the Purple Palace, ready to start fourth quarter action. 41-30 is our score. Ellsworth leading Southeast of Saline. And I don't want to say that that's the big difference in the game right now, but man, that start Ellsworth got in the first quarter, they are just kind of living on right now. They built a 12-point lead in the first quarter. They started this game up 9-0, Tyler, after hitting 3 threes to start the scoring. And Southeast just has not been able to overcome that yet.
No, they haven't. And Ellsworth has continued to, they've shown offensively they can beat you in a multitude of ways. And right now, again, this is game film. If you just stop the game right now, you can't be displeased with the way you're playing. You're just getting outplayed. I mean, this happens in basketball night in, night out. Sometimes shots happen. You see a turnover right there from Lindsay, kind of an uncontested, kind of an uncharacteristic turnover. And again, this is what you got to do. You got to get a couple breaks right now. You're down 9. You've seen a very well-disciplined Ellsworth team play. They've done everything right tonight. You just need a couple breaks to go your way. You're only down 9. Just keep fighting.
So the turnover gives it back to Southeast of Saline. That's just the 7th turnover for Ellsworth. There's a backdoor cut.
A lot of body.
Samuelson to the cup, and a foul will be called here on Josie Kusser. That is her 4th. So she will be the first one to get 4 fouls here in this game. And immediately up off the bench will be Reagan Hansen for the Bearcats.
Well, and Devin, it was the attention that Abigail Pearson received as she came up to that elbow right there. As you see that free throw, just wiggle out. These are big-time shots you got to be making if you're going to make a comeback. But everybody, again, goes to Pearson. Nice backdoor cut from Samuelson. Samuelson goes up strong, gets herself to the free throw line.
Kaya missed that first free throw. Second one on its way. It also hits the front of the lip and falls out. No good. Ellsworth will get it back. They're not hurt by that first turnover. 41-30. Bearcats with a double-digit lead. They dump it off inside to Alexis Moore. Power dribble, shot up, no good. Addison Rohr with the rebound for the Lady Trojans.
Yeah, and Rohr again on her own, just nice rebound. There was no help, nobody from Ellsworth attacking the rebound. Is probably the easiest rebound Rohr will get all night.
Crisp ball movement here. A lot of motion from Southeast of Saline. Heinrich's going to spring open for a 3. That's short, no good. And the rebound taken in by Elise Haxton for Ellsworth. 1 minute gone by here in the 4th. Now a full timeout will be taken by the Bearcats. Craig Batchman wants to talk about it. We will step aside here. 41-30, Ellsworth with a lead against Southeast of Saline here in the Purple Palace on KINA.
Mary Maids in Salina offers house cleaning services you can see and feel. Your home is more than just a house. It's where memories are made and moments are cherished. Though life can be complicated, house cleaning shouldn't be. Mary Maids strives to take the stress out of your day so you can live your life your way. With more than 40 years experience and an advanced time-tested cleaning process, they can help you reclaim time with your loved ones. Find Mary Maids on Facebook or check out their website at marymaids.com.
Suit up for your next Southeast of Saline game day with Trojan gear from CopyCo. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more available off the rack or customized. At CopyCo, they offer all the printing and custom apparel you need at the prices and fast turnaround you've come to expect over the last 30 years as your local hometown print shop. Whether you're a die-hard Trojan fan, a coach planning the next big event, or a business looking to sponsor the team, they've got everything you need to show your Southeast of Saline spirit. CopyCo, more than just a copy center, a proud sponsor of Southeast of Saline.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
Out of the timeout, it was a full timeout by Ellsworth, 41-30. Bearcats lead it here by 11. Almost 7 minutes left to go. Now Ellsworth spreading the floor here, dragging the defense from Southeast of Saline to all 4 corners.
Yeah, and that's one thing we've seen from Ellsworth. I mean, they have so many players that can handle the basketball in so many different spots. I mean, obviously, I'm going to tell you, dream spot for them, but you're up 11 with 6.5 to go with a lot of players that can handle the basketball. You're going to see this will be shot clock kind of, talk if you want to get into it, but right there, they're inserting the ball down low, and they're looking to score if they can.
There's a shot put up, and it is drained. Boy,
yeah.
These Bearcats have ice in their veins tonight. Elise Haxton hit one from 16 on the right wing. 6:11 left to go. Back to a big lead here for Ellsworth. It's 14 points. Here's Pearson inside. She is fouled. Foul will go against Haxton. It is her 3rd. Abigail Pearson will go back to the free throw line where she is 2 of 2.
Well, Devin, if you look at the Ellsworth scoring, I mean, it's coming from everyone. It seems like we're always talking about Hax on the defensive side. And, Haxton's a stud. You limit her to 6 points. Like, right now you're thinking, like, hey, this is going to be pretty. Things are going to go well, but right now Southeast is just this hill has become a mountain right now, and you just got to keep chugging away.
First free throw good by Pearson. Second one also good. And the question also comes on offense for Southeast, who's going to help out Abigail Pearson?
Without a doubt. And everybody else is being locked down right now, and Pearson is as well. There's a lot of attention to her, but she's just fighting hard for every shot. Another thing you have to start thinking about, 0 team fouls in Southeast right now. 2 minutes into this 4th quarter, and at some point you have to start thinking ahead. You have to start thinking, that looked like a walk. You have to start thinking, we got to start committing fouls because later on in the game we might be in a big issue.
There's Hansen down low, had the basketball stripped through her hands.
Just kept her hands away from the basketball.
Yeah, Abbott was able to save that one from going out of bounds. Got it to Addison Rohr. Here comes Southeast back the other way. Loose ball now. Kaya Samuelson, though, will save it. She'll get it back, go to the cup, and had her shot blocked. Back the other way. Here comes Ellsworth.
Yeah, Reagan Hansen did a good job just establishing position, staying with it. You see another rebound from Roar, number 8 unofficially.
Boy, what a night for her rebounding. That's kind of what we expect from her, though, on any given night or every night. Here's Samuelson. Now she swings left to Pearson. Screen from Roar. Add a little, let it fly. It's too strong, no good. And a rebound down low by Alexis Moore. 5 minutes left to go. It's a 12-point Ellsworth lead.
And that's a shot that didn't necessarily, I don't think it's a bad shot by any means, but it came out of rhythm of the offense, which means you don't have anybody to offensive rebound. Right there, you saw an easy rebound for Ellsworth. When shots come in the rhythm of the offense, you usually have 2 or 3 offensive rebounders ready to go right there. Not the case for Southeast, and Ellsworth gets an easy defensive rebound.
Ellsworth has taken this clock down. 4:37 left to go. Reese Heinrich nearly got a steal there. Now she's going to be pressed inside the three-point line by Laney Peshka. Peshka now will give it up. Shauna Smith imploring her squad to tighten up their defense here and play for steals.
Yeah, you got to play for steals now. If you get called for a foul, big deal. Nobody's in serious foul trouble right now. You know, we got rid of. Tell you what, let's call them good screens. I'm going to call them good screens because she hasn't been called for a foul yet. But Alexis Moore sets really solid, difficult screens to get around if you're Southeast. Again, very biased commentary from me. I'm not going to apologize for it, but gosh darn. Those look like those feet aren't set. Nevertheless, she continues to do it, and she's getting away with it. If you're going to get away with it, that's how you play the game. She's doing a great job getting her perimeter players free.
Reagan Duran guilty of the foul there. Ellsworth's going to have the baseline inbounds go all the way back out to the timeline where it's saved there by Kinley Place. Place now drawing a crowd as the ball is poked into the backcourt by Sutton Douglas, and it will stay here with Ellsworth as they have taken half of the fourth quarter away here. Now 4:09 left to go.
Timeout.
And now a 30-second timeout will be called here by Ellsworth. Time now to take a check of the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Some games going on around the area. One of them here is Phillipsburg and Smith Center, 32-17. Phillipsburg leading there. Also Abilene leading Chapman, 17-12. That's halftime of the girls' game. Also tonight, Heston leading Buhler, 24-18 at halftime. That is about it that we would actually care about. So we'll keep an eye on the, just being honest, keep an eye on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard as we go on through here tonight. 4:09 left to go. Here's an inbounds over there by the Bearcats.
And Devin, I think that message has to be from Coach Shauna Smith is you got to attack the basketball. If you come in to foul, big deal. You've got to somehow figure out a way to stop that clock and get your foul total up. Because right now, you've only committed one team foul. Yep. At some point, you're going to have to make this a free throw shooting competition.
It's just a big old wide open game of keep away right now, it appears, for Ellsworth, who has built a 12-point lead and the right to do this. As you said, though, things like this is what spurs the talk of installing shot clocks all over the state.
Well, I say that, and then all of a sudden you'll see an Ellsworth shooter get free, like right there, and they'll probably drain it. All right, it's a missed free throw. Great offensive rebound. You can't let that happen. Right there.
Reagan
Hansen just outworked everybody else. I mean, she didn't have great position, just outworked Southeast right there. Got the offensive rebound. That's a huge finish.
46-32. Samuelson with it up top. 3:15 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Here's a curl by Abba Pearson up high off the window. Somehow Abba got that one to go in. 19 points for Abigail Pearson after she scored 20 last night against Minneapolis. 3 minutes left to go. Southeast of Salina within 12, and now a hand check foul will be called here on Sarah Feldman. It is her second.
And then we kind of talked about, we saw a lot of early season success using the press, and I was talking to Coach Shauna Smith, yesterday about it, and they're not as deep as they were. Unfortunate circumstances, you're not as deep as you were earlier on in the season, and so you've now got to adjust the way you play, and that's something that you're going to have to do. It was one of your strengths around the season. Just how do you handle this last third of the season, without being able to full court pressure people.
Ellsworth gets the ball in. Fadeaway shot put up, no good by Peshka. And now a jump ball situation called that will favor Southeast of Saline at the table. The arrow will kick it to the Lady Trojans with 2:51 left to go, just under 3 minutes here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, another good call from the official. I thought Roar was grabbing that rebound, getting ready to grab her ninth. Nevertheless, it's going to be an alternate ball possession, stays with Southeast.
Duran has it on the left-hand side. Now back over to Samuelson. She's open for three off the screen. That won't go down. Pearson inside trying to wrestle the rebound away. It is loose. Now it's going to be picked up and secured by Elise Haxton for Ellsworth. Up the floor to Alexis Moore. She turns, now kicks it back out, and resumes to running the clock. Down to 2:22 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Dribble drive handoff now into the hands of Kinley Place.
Yeah, it's way too easy right now for Ellsworth. Way too easy. You got to get hands on. You got to make the officials blow the whistle right here. You got to try to get the basketball, make them blow the whistle, make them call a foul on you.
46-34. Clock at 2 minutes now. And Ellsworth's just going to run this clock down as much as they can. Here's a drive, now a dish off to Alexis Moore, now out to Reagan Hansen. She'll shoot it off the back of the rim. Addison Rohr grabs the rebound. Here comes Heinrich. Up the right-hand side to Durant. Reagan kicks it out. Opposite side, Samuelson for three. That's short, no good. Rebound on the floor. Pearson has it. She'll play it out to Durant. Durant now back over to Samuelson on the far side. Now to Heinrich, back out the logo. 90 seconds left to play. Durant will try a three, and she gets it. And a timeout will be called for Southeast of Saline. A three-pointer for Reagan Durant. And she has made this a 9-point game. It's a full timeout, and we will take it. Back with more Southeast of Saline Trojan basketball after this on KINA.
When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get coverage that meets your needs. The team at Kniper Agency with Farmers Insurance can help you understand your options so you can prepare for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling Stephanie, Morgan, or Tiffany at the Kniper Agency at 825-8419 to find out how they can help you protect the things that matter most to you.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers, Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
And the second free throw is good. The Trojans have called timeout to make some important decisions.
Hi, fans. It's Winnell Garrettson from Salina Homes. In every game, there are lots of options to make the right play. And in real estate, the plays can be challenging. Whether you're a first-time buyer, upsizing for the family, investing in rentals or commercial property, or selling land, I have the knowledge to help you win your real estate game. It's sure to be a slam dunk when I serve as your realtor. Buy or sell, call Winnell.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline basketball on KINA.
1:25 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Ellsworth leading 46-37. Full court pressure here out of the timeout for Southeast of Saline. Ellsworth having trouble, and they have to burn a timeout. So Southeast of Saline trying to get a steal, a 5-count, something. Yeah. Ellsworth is going to burn a full timeout. We'll keep it right here.
You got to make things weird right now. And you're seeing them deny the pass. Best case scenario, you get a steal, right? Worst case scenario, as soon as that ball's inbound, you commit the foul. Again, you've got to commit 3 more fouls to send Ellsworth to the line. And that's something we've seen. Ellsworth's handled the ball extremely well. Not a lot of turnovers. You've got to commit fouls. While you're committing those fouls, try to get a steal. Maybe a referee misses a call here and there. Grab the arm, get the basketball. But you got to convert. And that's something we haven't seen tonight.
Yeah, you touched on it there. I almost like this spot for Southeast with 85 seconds left to go, only having 2 fouls, because you can be super aggressive. And if the officials don't see something or they don't call something and you get away with one and get a steal, that's even more, but you're going to be 100% aggressive right now, either get steals or fouls. You're not necessarily fouling on purpose.
It's kind of one of those things that the strength of Southeast and their perimeter defense is almost their detriment right now. They're so good at not using their hands. Now you got to be like, throw all that out the window. You've got to get handsy with everybody.
Southeast switches the screens. Now they finally get it in. About a 3.5, maybe a 4 count again into the backcourt. Now Elise Haxton has it. She'll play it up across the timeline. A Bearcat nearly fell down. Now back to Haxton.
Foul.
And the center
you got to go up. Let's go.
Here comes Peshka with it now. Back to the middle. Her and Lindsley will just play 2-guard set over here. And a foul will be called on Abba Pearson. And it will go back to a sideline inbounds.
And again, it doesn't matter who you're fouling. Nobody's going to the free throw line yet. And you're at this point of the game. You can't worry about free throw percentages and who's got the basketball. You just got to attack defensively.
Ellsworth got it in.
I could hear Shauna Smith yelling foul. And again, that's one of those things, like, this is like all heck's going to have to break loose for Southeast to win this game. Let's just be completely honest. There's 61 seconds left. You're down 9. Any loss in your season is a loss that you can learn from right here. You got to learn how to defend, give yourself more opportunities offensively, and to do that, you got to stop the clock and commit fouls early on.
4th team foul. That was the 3rd one on Reese Heinrich. Again, Ellsworth able to get the ball in pretty easy there off their inbounds. And dancing at the timeline, Ellsworth just running clock. Now Kaya Samuelson comes over to try to help.
Let's go.
Down to 48 seconds. Southeast just playing shadow defense right now. Now Heinrich dips it and takes it away. Reese Heinrich off to the races with 3 Bearcats chasing. Layup went high off the board and no good. 35 seconds left to go, and a rebound here for Ellsworth and a foul on Southeast of Saline.
Yeah, and Devin, I think you said it best. And again, let's be honest with this whole thing. There hasn't been any offensive help this half.
Yeah.
For Abigail Pearson. It's been Pearson. Pearson's kept us in this game. And that's a layup that we've seen Reese hit, numerous times. Super athletic. She gets herself to the rim. See, the first free throw goes in right there for Lindsay. But, just kind of, it's been one of those games. And that's going to happen night in, night out. Like, you're not always going to play, as good as you can. But gosh darn, this is a tough one right now.
Yeah, the most points by anybody other than Abba Pearson is 4. That's Sutton Douglas and Kaya Samuelson. And they have not scored in the second half. Here's Samuelson now. Layup, missed. Addison Rohr sticks it in on the backside. That's Addison Rohr's first basket of the night.
Well, and I got that for 10 rebounds from Rohr. I mean, she's eliminated a lot of opportunities for Ellsworth. She's done a good job just sticking her nose, and we usually don't see a lot of scoring from Rohr, so she's doing exactly what you expect her. This is one of those things when you start seeing multiple games, you start seeing scouting reports come out. Like, these freshmen, they're going to get locked down. I mean, because they're no longer just freshmen. Early on in the season, you see the grade 9, and you're like, all right, they can't play, they can't do anything. But now that film's coming out, as that first free throw goes in from Peshka, like, there's going to be a lot of emphasis on them as well. And it's almost like teams are going to figure out who's going to beat us. They're going to let Pearson go off. And I'm not saying let her. Pearson earned every single bucket she got. But at some point, you got to get some scoring from other helpers.
Clock down to 13, down to 11. Samuelson with a shot, goes over the rim. Addison Rohr gets the rebound, lost it, went off a shoe, and the Bearcats pick it up, and that will probably do it here. Southeast of Saline waving the white flag, and Ellsworth is going to get a huge upset. Furthermore, the Bearcats are going to make this a very interesting race now down the stretch, just after Southeast of Saline got a victory and a full 2-game lead on the rest of the conference. Here comes Ellsworth in and takes a big swing and makes it a 1-game lead. And these two have to lock horns again, and they will do that in Ellsworth later on. My friend, I'm going to bail on you. I'm going to put the headset down. You can kind of wrap this one up a little bit. After a 10-point Ellsworth victory, we need to present a banner to the state championship football team. We will do that now. Here's those if you need them.
This could be fun.
Here is also those if you need them as well.
Yeah.
So I will go down to center court. I'll let you take it here.
Let's go. All right, wrapping up a tough game for Southeast of Saline. I think it's games like this that you can always look back. You can look at so many different things, but you got to tip your cap to Coach Craig Batchman and his Ellsworth Lady Bearcats. I mean, they came in tonight on fire in the first quarter. 17 points in the first quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4 3-pointers kind of set the tone. And the impressive thing about Ellsworth is never relinquished that lead. They always kept that same lead, always kept rolling. It was 17-10 after the first quarter. At halftime, 30-21 Ellsworth. And that lead just never changed. It was a 9-point lead, and they extended that lead to 11 after the third quarter to end up with a 10-point win. Just a fantastic finish from Ellsworth. Great game. Started off on fire. Continue to stick with that. Tip your cap to Ellsworth tonight. As now we're going to try and we're going to do as well as we can. We're going to get this microphone on to acknowledge your 2024 2A state football champions.
Please join me in recognizing the SES Trojan football coaching staff. Todd Baird. Kent Jacobson. Trenton Douglas. Chance Patachi. Trojan head coach Mitch Gebhardt. Next, please welcome the senior class from the 2024 Trojan football team, Tucker Thaxton. Evan Watkins. Kendall Miniman. Landon Albright. Trey Drogi. Ian Nicholson. Alec Sawyers. Cooper Westhoff. Unable to make it tonight, Deacon Bear. This group of 9 seniors accomplished many things, including a varsity record of 45 wins and just 3 losses. They also went undefeated in the NCAA on their way to 4 consecutive league titles. This entire team took adversity and turned it into a strength, overcoming many things, including Mother Nature. From practicing on baseball fields, in gyms, and even parking lots, and playing 4 of the home games that they earned on a neutral field away from home. Likely to challenge Southeast of Saline, will not have to do in the future. This team of young men fulfilled the expectation of Trojan football, and that is to uphold a culture of discipline, commitment, accountability, and toughness. The work they did without people watching and cheering, and no lights on, was obvious when the lights came on Friday nights. From Clay Center to Kingman, from Hillsborough to Hutchinson, these men traveled around creating havoc. You can see the trophies in front of you. They include a league championship, a district championship. What you do not see, but we all know about, is a perfect 13-0 record. For the second time in school history, they also won a state championship. You may have noticed when you look in the rafters above us, you have to earn the space of the ceiling in this gym. These rafters only accept championship banners, and this team has earned their place. front of you will hang in these rafters the next time you come to the gym. And ladies and gentlemen, one final time, give it up as I present to you the 2024 Class 2A State Football Champions from southeast of Saline.
Hey, and just an incredible job. I hope you guys were able to understand the atmosphere that's in this gym right now. The camera angle, I don't know if it displayed how many members of the community are in attendance tonight. I mean, Devin, that's one of my favorite things about, any state title run, anything that goes on. You don't do it without support and without community. And this gym is at max capacity. And you might not be able to see it from the camera angle because everybody wanted to see the players. They wanted to be on the opposite side. Devin, one thing, and I don't know if you pre-made that or if that was from Coach Gebhardt, but never talked about were the 2 wins that led to that state championship.
Yeah.
I mean, holy moly. You talk about havoc. I mean, that's what led to that state championship was that Beloit win. I mean, it was havoc from the defense. It was straight havoc on the final play. And that Nemaha Central game, on both games, this Southeast of Saline team they were gone for dead.
Yeah.
I mean, that game was over. You'd have turned the TV off if you were watching it, and they came away with both victories.
I'm fortunate to be stuck in the booth where I can't leave, and I don't ever give up on a team because I have to be there anyway, right? But, yeah, I was asked to do that by Coach Gebhardt, and I was privileged. I was a little bit blown away. He knows what else we have going on up here, being on radio and on video, but you don't ever tell Mitch Gebhardt no, right? And then the task was sitting down and taking what, as you said, what might be 12 pages of highlights and condensing it down inside of 10 minutes. And individual accolades, awards, everything that these guys got, I could have made this a night of Southeast football accomplishments, but just kind of narrowing it down to what they did. I mean, as you said, dead and buried against Beloit, dead and buried against Nemaha Central, and they came back, and what an exciting thing. I mean, the second state championship in Southeast history, the first to do it undefeated, and now, you have a chance now maybe to go repeat. That's the exciting thing about being champions, right? Nemaha Central was in that boat. When you wear the crown, you always get everybody's best shot, and I feel like Southeast has gotten those shots anyway,
yes.
Even though they haven't quite closed it out, gotten the championship in previous seasons. And another thing that Coach Gebhardt and I talked about, too, was, I said it closing out my broadcast in Hutchinson that night, and this isn't just about this team from 2024.
Nope.
It's the Trojans of the past that kind of set the pace. It's the Trojans of the future now. We made it a point. I wanted to recognize each senior individually. Well, next year it'll be a different group, and there'll be a new group of freshmen coming in to fill those slots. And just the progression and the program that each one of these coaches built. This coaching staff, they're the kings of deflecting attention, and I didn't want that to happen tonight. I wanted to introduce each one of them individually.
No, this coaching staff is unbelievable. They've been together for so long. And, we talk about new age football and, getting younger guys on staff to do this. This staff stayed together. They continue to do, what they do. But my biggest thing, my biggest takeaway from this, and you just alluded to it, it's state championships aren't necessarily about the team that was on the field. It's about the program that was built, from generation to generation. It starts to turn into a spider's web. You want to talk about all the great Southeast Saline Trojans that kind of led to this, that graduated last year, 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, but they embedded this culture. And I always enjoy hearing or seeing, what the one-word motto is, from Coach Gebhardt, whether it's havoc or my all-time favorite is, plan A. Like, there is no plan B. Plan A is you show up. And I love, as a coach myself, it doesn't matter what sport you coach, hearing Coach Gebhardt's hard line. He has a standard. And if you don't meet that standard, you're not going to play for him. And I hope they're in attendance. There's a lot of, high school players that would have been good players for him that didn't meet his standard. He sticks to that standard. And I'll tell you what, the one thing, again, I love about Coach Gebhardt, if you ever meet him outside of the football field or outside of a teacher, what just a fantastic guy. He's raised, a slew of great young men. And, it couldn't be done without the families and everything he does. But he's not just making good football program. He's establishing, leaders in the community that are going to be great husbands, great fathers. What an accomplishment for the entire community of Southeast Salina.
Yeah, so much fun. And, I mean, it's the standard of Southeast, right? It's not just football. It has been, cross-country. How many banners does a cross-country team? Wade Castleman, Wayne Sager, those guys that were able to lead them to cross-country championships, track. I mean, every year we talk about it through the seasons. We get into spring. It's softball. It's baseball that they're always kind of making a push. You don't ever have to really worry about a losing record here in southeast of Saline. It keeps everybody on their toes, and nobody wants to be that weak link, right? Which is a great atmosphere. It's a great culture.
And it's that culture that's set at the beginning of the school year, and I think just throughout the entire school community. Like, you're going to walk the line, and when we're going to give a lot of praise to football, and deservedly so, but what I love to think about this is it's that many individuals that are walking the line, and that's what leads to the school. That's what spreads out. As a teacher, 20 years in this game, as a teacher, that leads and it bleeds out to everybody else. They walk the line. They do the things. We talk about this all the time. My daughters wear purple every single Friday. Like, they get it. They understand what game day is. Just a tip of the cap to Coach Mitch Gebhardt, his staff, administration. I mean, what a fantastic celebration for them tonight.
Fun night. Let's get back on track here with basketball. A disappointing loss for Southeast of Saline on the girls' side, 49-39. Ellsworth gets it. Ellsworth started on a 9-0 run. They built a 12-point lead, and Southeast just could never overcome that. The closest they would get would be 6 at the end of the first quarter. After that, it would be 9. Scores for you for Southeast of Saline on Vernon Jewelers' Gym of the Game. Once again, it's Abigail Pearson, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 19 points tonight for ABBA, but nobody had more than 4 opposite of ABBA for Southeast of Saline. Reagan Duran had 4, Sutton Douglas had 4, Kaya Samuelson had 4. 2 points tonight for Reese Heinrich, also Sarah Feldman and Addison Rohr. 2 points also for Taryn Getz. Ellsworth had spread out scoring as well. They were hard to guard tonight. 11 points for Joe Lindsley, 7 for 3 different players, including Lainey Peshka, Josie Kuser, and also Kinley Place. 5 points for Elise Haxton, 4 points for both Alexis Moore and Reagan Hansen, and 3 points for Kelly Rodriguez. Southeast of Saline, 12 of 17 from the free throw line. Ellsworth, 5 out of 7. Each team had 9 turnovers in this game. And when I say that Ellsworth built their hill that Southeast was unable to overcome, that all happened in the first 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, it did, and they continue to stand on that hill. They stood on business, if you will. There's so many. You can look at games in so many different ways. This is a loss that you just take and you go. You look at the film, you see things you can do better. Obviously, there were chances that Southeast didn't take advantage of offensively and defensively. But tonight is just one of those. Ellsworth just played their tails off. They played a great game. If Ellsworth plays like that, if anybody plays like that, they deserve to win a basketball game. And hats off, props to Coach Craig Batchman and his Ellsworth squad. They were fantastic tonight, and they earned a really hard-fought win.
And you have to put an asterisk by them in the league standings, right? Because now they're a game back from Southeast of Saline. These two teams still have to play in Ellsworth, and it's a young squad. One senior who didn't hit the floor tonight. This is a team that can continue to get better. We talk about the development of Southeast of Saline. I think there's something going on in Ellsworth as well.
Yes, without a doubt. And when you see Ellsworth go through these ebbs and flows, right, there's times that they are flipping so good. And that's what Coach Batchman has, with this, current foundation that he's set. But then there's years they fall off. But this is a team that doesn't look to fall off anytime soon.
That will do it for our post-game. 49-39, Vernon Jewelers, Gym of the Game, Abigail Pearson. Southeast now drops to 11-4, 6-1 in league play, 10-4 for Ellsworth, 5-2 in league play, just 1 game back. We'll turn the corner. When we come back, we'll start looking ahead to our second game of the doubleheader. That should be a good one as well. Ellsworth and Southeast of Saline. It's coming up here on KINA.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Visit Suburban Appliance Center in Salina to see the Whirlpool washer with 2 ways to wash, thanks to the 2-in-1 removable agitator. With a flexible capacity, you can take the agitator out for bulky loads or keep it in for items like jeans. Shop now at Suburban Appliance Center and get twice the washer you have at home. Suburban Appliance Center in Salina, located at 1900 South 9th Street, or check them out at suburbanappliancecenter.com.
The Appliance Center. It's where you go to shop for washers, dryers, kitchen appliances, furniture, pellet grills, TVs, and so much more. If you are looking for a local, family-owned business, visit the Appliance Center. We're in the big red and white building on South Broadway in Salina. Come experience the Appliance Center difference.
During the winter months, we all rack up a lot of miles, especially following the SES basketball and wrestling teams. Isaacson Truckline is a proud supporter of the Southeast Trojans and wants to remind everyone to be safe on the roads this season. For local and long-haul service of freight and livestock, call Isaacson Truckline.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Back here on the campus of Southeast of Saline in the Equity Bank broadcast booth as we look ahead to the second game of our doubleheader. It'll be Southeast of Saline's guys taking on the Ellsworth Bearcats. Devin Haney, Kevin Lilly back here now, and we get ready for this second game. Boy, what a game last night, Kev, for the Minneapolis Lions and Southeast of Saline Trojans. Southeast dominates this game, 74-31 the final score. The Trojans score 18 in the first. They score 18 in the second. They explode for 25 points in the third. And everybody got involved. 10 different Trojans scoring in that game, led by Gannon Jacobson with 24 points. It was a good performance last night for Southeast.
Yeah, Devin, and the thing that I thought of coming to the game today was that might be the quietest 24 points I've ever seen. I was watching this game from the stands as a fan, and when I heard the postgame that he had 24, I would have bet you money he had 12. His efficiency has just been so lights out, and it's really impressive to watch because when you're scoring 24 and I think you've got 12, you're doing something probably pretty good. But I like the way that they're not turning the ball over. I mean, basketball is really a simple game. Value possessions, take quality shots, and you get wins.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was the 7th win, the initiative, the mission, if you will, that Francis Flax laid out for his guys to end the month of January on 5 straight wins is still alive. They come into this game now 7-7 on the season. Keep in mind, this is a Southeast team that started the season 0-4. They are 7-7 for the first time this season. They have a 4-game winning streak, and they can put this now in a winning record going into February as we turn the calendar at midnight tonight and look ahead to a big game on Tuesday here at home against Sacred Heart. But until then, it's the Ellsworth Bearcats for the first time this season. It's the Trojans and the Bearcats in NCAA play. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have starters for you, and the tip. Countdown to tip-off is brought to you by L&L Advisors.
Your husband is pretty handy to have around. He makes the world's best mac and cheese. He's in the Tickle Monster Hall of Fame. And he can teach anyone how to throw strikes. But a busted pipe in a basement full of water?
Honey, I think we need a plumber.
Is a little out of his league. That's where a homeowner's policy from Shelter Insurance comes in handy. We'll help get your house back in order and your husband back to what he does best.
Hey, Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance
When
agent.
does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Mary Maids in Salina offers house cleaning services you can see and feel. Your home is more than just a house. It's where memories are made and moments are cherished. Though life can be complicated, house cleaning shouldn't be. Mary Maids strives to take the stress out of your day so you can live your life your way. With more than 40 years experience and an advanced time-tested cleaning process, they can help you reclaim time with your loved ones. Find Mary Maids on Facebook or check out their website at marymaids.com.
Hi, this is Angela Gephardt from the Bank of Tuscan, and I'm still cheering on SES Trojans. Just like a great basketball team, we're here to assist, pass, and score big with you with our lineup of winning banking products. Whether you're looking to save with our traditional high-yield savings account, earn with Kasasa-free checkings, or secure your future with competitive loan options, we've got the tools to help you slam dunk your financial goals. Stop by one of our branches or visit Bank of Tuscan to learn more. The Bank of Tuscan, member FDIC.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Back here on Countdown to Tip-Off from the Equity Bank broadcast booth. Southeast of Saline and Ellsworth coming up. Ellsworth comes into this game. They're 2-4 in league play. 5-8 overall as we take a check of the NCAA standings coming into this game. Sacred Heart, perfect right now in league play. They're 6-0. They're also undefeated overall, 11-0 on the season. They're in Hutchinson to play Trinity tonight. Beloit is off. They're 9-4 overall, 6-1 in league play. Southeast of Saline comes in 7-7 overall. They're 4-2 in league play. Then when you look at fourth place, that margin between the top and the bottom of the league grew even bigger last night. It looked like a line. Now it looks like the Grand Canyon between Southeast of Saline and Minneapolis after Southeast dominated the Lions last night. Minneapolis comes in 3-4 in league play, 4-9 overall. Then you have Lions, Ellsworth, and Republic County rounding out the bottom of the NCAA. Ellsworth, as I said, comes in 5-8, 2-4 in league play. They're fresh off of 3 games last week in the Hoisington Winter Jam. And some familiar names, too. As we talked about, they did lose a very, very good basketball player in Will Cravens and a good surrounding cast that went along with him. Seemed like that senior class last year for Ellsworth played varsity basketball for 6 years. I mean, they were early on as freshmen on the floor, and they just seemed like they were there. They kind of had the Perry Ellis effect at Ellsworth. But now they have graduated, and we move on with still some familiar names, though, like Tucker Goss. He will be in the starting lineup. He's a 6'1 junior. Also, Jace Thomason is a 6'1 sophomore. Dax Liker, a name that you should recognize. He's a 5'11 senior. Ethan Tolley is a 6'2 junior. And another familiar name, Cooper McGowan, a junior who is 6'4. And kind of sounds like Cooper McGowan has changed roles a little bit this year. The ball in his hands a lot more, and he will be more of a ball handler and a facilitator this year and in this game here for the Ellsworth Bearcats. Southeast of Saline, they come in under the direction of Francis Flax in his first year as Southeast of Saline head coach. Trojans are 7-7. They're 4-2 in league play. Francis Flax is assisted by Trent Douglas and Joe Ross. They will start Gannon Jacobson. 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He is a 6'1 junior. Owen Bailey, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Sam Knopf, also in the starting lineup. The senior averages 5 points a game, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Grady Gebhardt, a 5'8 junior. Grady shot the ball last night and made it.
Yes.
Point for him, 2 rebounds and an assist per game. He's the defensive assignment guy for Southeast of Saline. And then Caden Perry will start once again. This will be his 5th start now. He started last night for Adam Teal, who was out ill. Caden Perry is a 6'2 senior. 2 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist per game. And I thought not only Caden Perry, but I thought a lot of other guys came off the bench last night and really kind of fit in the flow of what Southeast of Saline had going on. What were your thoughts on last night's game?
I agree with you 100%. As I'm watching that game last night, it was one of those things where I think these guys that are further down on the bench are starting to get a little more confidence, but these older guys that have been doing it for a while, they're starting to get them involved as well. And so that they just need to continue to do that, continue to grow, and continue the consistency. And you have a guy go for 10 points off the bench, and then he doesn't score for 3 or 4 games. If we can find that consistency on our bench, one, it takes a few miles off of Owen and Gannon for having to play so many minutes, and you give them fresher legs for later in the game as well.
Public address announcer Jathan Show getting after the starting lineups right now. Big crowd here in the gym tonight. A lot of students here as well. This is probably the biggest student body I have seen for Southeast of Saline. here so far this year. They're all lined up along the baseline, then curled around on the sideline to salute the starters for Southeast of Saline coming out in this game. Boy, what a week Southeast of Saline can have here if they go through the week and sweep all 3 league games. And then, as I said, looming on Tuesday night is that rematch with Sacred Heart, a potentially undefeated Sacred Heart team coming in next week.
And I think for me, it's maybe not how you start the season, but how you finish the season. And we've got an opportunity moving forward that we can beat a couple really good quality teams and go continue this run. But we're going to have to play well tonight and take care of business tonight and not peek ahead to that big game against Sacred Heart that's undefeated and you kind of want revenge. But this game here is about taking care of business early.
Coach Flax has not minced any words when he's told me they're going to host a first-round sub-state game. He feels that. He knows that. That's the goal. And the winning tip will go to Southeast of Saline. Gannon Jacobson up to tip that basketball back. Ellsworth will start out in a man-to-man defense. Grady Gebhardt has it on the right-hand side. Jacobson gave it up to him. Now he cuts through. Goes into the hands of Sam Knopf. Now Owen Bailey. Boy, Owen got off to a hot start last night from the outside. There's another outside shot. Owen airballed that one, but Gannon Jacobson picks it up, throws it in reverse, and goes on the opposite side of the rim from underneath.
And he just kind of, starts where he left off yesterday, right under the goal, and right up it goes.
Coach Flax and I talked about that when we talked earlier today. It's just like, he just makes things look so darn easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the thing is the ball's not in his hand as a guard as much anymore, so he's able to move throughout the defense.
There's a pass inside. Ellsworth had it down on the block, but didn't like that look. Now they played out to Cooper McGowan, who shoots from the left. It misses everything, goes over the top. Owen Bailey with the rebound. Up the floor to Perry. Now out to the left to Knopf. He's going to shoot the jumper. That's no good. Rebound taken in by the Bearcats. Early 2-0 lead here for Southeast of Saline, as they got the first basket of the game from Gannon Jacobson. He had 24 last night.
And, with Gannon, last night he was in foul trouble, too, a little bit, you know.
McGowan up and under move. Try to finish with the left hand. Cannot. Rebound, though, on the backside, and stick back in by Ethan Tully for Ellsworth. Ellsworth wearing their road reds, trimmed in black and white.
And just a lack of rebounding there. We didn't put a body on somebody, and those are the little things that I'm talking about that we got to continue to do. We've been better and better at them.
Jacobson, one-on-one move. And a face-off down low with Cooper McGowan, and he goes up and scores off the window. Give Jacobson 4. Ellsworth back down here on offense.
And it's just so easy. I mean, it's kind of gets repetitive, but I think that's the biggest thing that I've seen as a turnaround is the ball's not in his hand up top a lot.
Here's a shot put up, a turnaround. Grady Gebhardt kind of shakes his head about that one as Tucker Goss fades away on the baseline. These two teams answering each other here so far. A little over 3 minutes into this game. Live stream video free of charge on SalinaPost.com. Brought to you tonight by Commercial Tire Centers here on banner night for the football team. Now a moving screen will be called against Caden Perry. The outside official is going to call that away from the basketball, kind of. And the first turnover on Southeast of Saline on the moving screen by Caden Perry.
And I think Caden was going to slip to the goal there, kind of a pick and roll action there, and just move just a little bit too quick.
So Ellsworth will have it back after the first turnover of the game. That one belonged to Southeast of Saline. 5:28 left to go, tied up at 4. Ellsworth with the basketball. In front of the student body over here holding the ball is Dax Leiker. Now he throws it out top of the circle. Jace Thomason has it. Cooper McGowan now for the Bearcats. He wants to work back door, threw a pass in there. It's tipped, taken away by Sam Knopf. He'll pitch it up ahead. Gannon Jacobson to the rack, and he'll score. Gannon Jacobson has a half a dozen, all 6 points for SES.
Just like he's in the right position at the right time every time.
6-4, Southeast leading by 2. 4:56 left to go here in the first quarter. We're just underway. If you missed it earlier, Ellsworth's girls shut the lights out of the gym. They won by 10 over SES. Man-to-man defense here still being applied by Southeast. That's the card on both ends right now defensively. McGowan dances with the dribble up top. Now a three-pointer left-hand side by Tucker Goss. He has 5. First lead of the game for the Bearcats.
And I thought there for a second it was kind of a bad shot just because they had moved the ball side to side so well and just kind of settled for a 3. But when it goes in, it's always a good shot.
7-6 our score. Jacobson inside, falling down to the baseline, crashed all the way to the wall, and that ball came out. Ellsworth with numbers. McGowan with it, fires it inside, but that ball had too much steam on it. Ethan Tolley unable to handle it, and it goes out of bounds. First turnover of the game for Ellsworth.
And Southeast just, take a deep breath. Let's regroup here. Offensively, let's run a little better set, and defensively, let's talk a little more, communicate, and let's get this thing going.
Coach Flax told me when I talked to him pregame, Kevin, that he was concerned for Ellsworth with their depth. He didn't think they went into the bench very deep, and he thought that's something that they could take advantage of later in the game. That always helps as well when Sam Knopf gets going. He has a three-pointer on the left wing. His first basket. Southeast back out in front, 9-7. A little over halfway through the first quarter. Tucker Goss with it on the left. He's getting extra attention now from Gannon Jacobson after Goss scores 5.
That's funny how that happens, Devin. You score a few points and you got everybody's attention.
Beautiful give and go there for the Bearcats between Leiker and Thomason. And Thomason will kiss it off the window to tie the game at 9. 3:10 left to play, opening quarter. Owen Bailey watching the cutters, fakes the ball to Knopf. Now it goes down on the floor around Perry. Jacobson will pick it up. Big bump on the way to the rim. Jacobson on the backside got his own rebound, unable to stick it back in, though, as he was hanging in the air. And Ellsworth will pull it back away, come to the other end, across the timeline. A pass to Cooper McGowan, left open, left side. Three-pointer good. McGowan gets his first basket of the game.
And my problem on the defensive end is that, Gannon's the only one down there. Everybody else is three-point line, watching the action instead of going and getting a rebound.
12-9, Ellsworth with their biggest lead here early on. 2:30 left to go, opening quarter. Owen Bailey, top of the circle three off the screen. Hit the front of the rim, won't go down. Ball lost out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Ellsworth. To the bench for the first time, Tiernan Potacek will come in. Isaiah Kerr rips his warm-up off. Tanner Schroeder also into the game. And here comes the subs for Southeast of Saline. Ellsworth, none yet.
None yet. And that's where I think, for us, we've got to make them work a little harder. We've got to make them go sideline to sideline.
Full court pressure here by Southeast of Saline. It's a 2-on-1 break. McGowan wide open down low. He's going to be clobbered by Bailey, who wouldn't let him have the wide open layup. I agree with that. And McGowan will have to go to the free throw line and earn him. First foul. Oh, they're going to give it to Jacobson.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Gannon Jacobson will get that foul. Him and Bailey were both there. Guess it was a pick your poison there for the official on who you wanted to give that to.
And I don't think McGowan needed to give a pump fake. He had the lane.
Yeah.
He kind of made it harder on himself.
Agree. Wasted some time there, I thought. Yeah. Made the free throw. First free throw of the game for either squad. McGowan now has 4. He'll get a second look at it here from the line. Second free throw off the heel, no good. Isaiah Kerr blocking out the shooter will grab the rebound. 2:09 left to play. The Ellsworth lead has grown to 4, 13-9. Tiernan Potacek with it. I always think when he touches the ball for the first time, what kind of a night is it going to be for Tiernan Potacek?
Yeah.
Is it going to be flirting with 20 or one of them other nights?
Yeah, and I think for him, he just needs to find a rhythm. He needs to find a rhythm early and feed off of that rhythm.
Shot right-hand side on the wing, mid-wing from Owen Bailey is no good. Rebound for Ellsworth. Bearcats leading by 4. They have the basketball back. Quick moving first quarter of action. 1:35 left to go here in the opening quarter. High post entry now for Ellsworth into Tolley. Now they go backside to Leiker. Tough shot along the baseline. Bounces off the rim. Tanner Schroeder will clean it up for SES. Here comes Potacek now. He doesn't have numbers. He'll woe it up. Play it back to Owen Bailey. Here's Jacobson now. Spin move in the paint. And he is going to be fouled. And free throws coming up for Gannon Jacobson after he put an Ellsworth defender in the spin cycle.
And that spin happens so quick. I mean, you think you've got him cut off, and he just reverses, spins around, and it's right now. And then as he's spinning, he's so long, he's just going up to get a layup.
Let's talk about the difference between sports, right? Gannon on the football field, tight, ball in, arms not extended, quick, get out of there, right?
Yeah.
This, look at the amount of territory he covers with that big step when he is spinning. It is unbelievable. Free throw up and good after missing the first one. 13-10 now our score. Full court pressure once again after the make. Isaiah Kerr trying to get a ball away. Ellsworth falling down with it. Now it squirts between a Bearcats' legs. Ellsworth still in the backcourt. Nearing 10. Nope, they get it across. Tucker Goss brought it across the timeline. McGowan now runs into a Southeast Trojan. They're going to call a blocking foul. Gannon Jacobson just got his second foul. Boy, that's tough.
Yeah, because I mean, Gannon he wasn't in real great position, but he, the offensive guy lowers his shoulder and just kind of cleans his clock. And
Brady Gebhardt jumps up off the bench. He will replace Jacobson, and now Southeast F. Saline, trailing by 3, will have to play without Jacobson here for some time. 1:01 left to go, first quarter. Ellsworth off the inbounds. They'll shoot the 3, and they'll make it. Nice rhythm play there. Ends up in a Dax Liker three-pointer.
Yeah, just a pin-down screen. The inbounder gets the ball in the corner and wide open.
16-10. Ellsworth leading it by half a dozen. Isaiah Kerr will try to answer, and he does. Isaiah Kerr puts it home on the left-hand side.
And he's another one of those kids that come off the bench that, need to have that consistency and have that confidence about them.
16-13. Ellsworth wants to try another 3. That one goes through. Tucker Goss with 2 threes in the first quarter. The outside shootout that started in the girls' game continues here into the guys' game.
And if you're Southeast and you thought you were going to come in here and Ellsworth was just going to kind of roll over, that's not going to be the case.
Loose ball, 7 seconds left. Gebhardt picks it up, now plays it to Owen Bailey. Quick glance at the clock. Bailey now fades away on the defender. That shot won't go, and we're at the end of the first. Solid first quarter for Ellsworth. 19-13 our score. Bearcats out in front. Trojan Basketball here on KINA. Also live stream video paired with the radio broadcast on SalinaPost.com. That's brought to you tonight by Salina Ortho.
Attention deer hunters and land managers. Join Phillips Seed Wildlife for the Whitetail Management Summit on March 1st in Oswego, Kansas. Hear from Don Higgins of the Chasing Giants podcast, nationally recognized deer veterinarian Dr. Clifford Shipley, and Wes Delks, Whitetail Land Management Consultant. Elevate your whitetail management game. To register, Google Whitetail Summit 2025 or call 785-949-2204. That's 949-2204. Reserve your spot today. Spaces are limited.
The Southeast of Saline School District has a long-standing reputation for excellence. This excellence in public education has been a source of great pride and one of the factors contributing to the quality of life in our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation works in partnership with the USD 306 School District and the community that it serves to maximize student potential, thereby creating a lasting legacy, not only for our children, but for our community. The Southeast of Saline Education Foundation salutes the Trojan Sports Program.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
Welcome back to Southeast of Saline in the Equity Bank broadcast booth. Devin Haney, Kevin Lilly here for the guys contest. 19-13 as we begin second quarter action. Ellsworth leading Southeast of Saline. And I don't know how that wasn't called a foul up top. If you see it on video, Ethan Tully just kind of threw his shoulder out and then came off to the basket. That should have been an offensive foul, in my opinion, on Ethan Tully.
No, I agree with you. I mean, and then he rolls to the goal and scores.
Wasn't set at all to set that screen. We play on. Nobody cares what I think. 21-13, our score. It's an 8-point Bearcat advantage here. And Southeast of Saline not only trailing here, trying to find their legs offensively, but Gannon Jacobson on the bench with 2 fouls early on. Gebhardt plays it to the right. Tiernan Potacek makes his way to the free throw line. Looking for help now. Here's Isaiah Kerr. Kerr bounces it back to Owen Bailey. Jacobson gets up off the bench. He's going to check in. Potacek, long distance 3. Rattles off. Rebound taken in. And a foul will be called here down low on Tanner Schroeder for Southeast.
I didn't see a whole lot of contact there. I mean, I don't know if he bumped him going up or whatnot, but I didn't see a whole lot of contact there.
Just the first on Tanner, also the first foul of the quarter. 4 team fouls so far on Southeast. Ellsworth has just been whistled with 1 foul so far in this game. 21-13, Ellsworth leading by 8, facing full court pressure. So far they haven't had any trouble with it. They don't this time either. Bearcats up the right-hand side, now to the left. Liker with it. McGowan down on the baseline. Out front. Wide open shooter. Three-pointer on the way. Good. Chase Thomason with 3. That's the 5th three-pointer that Ellsworth has hit in this game. The first one for Thomason.
And I've got all 5 of their starters have scored so far.
24-13. Jacobson wants a 3. That's going to be an air ball and no good. And as good as Gannon has been this year, most of his money's been made at the rim, right? I mean, he has been very good around the rim.
And I think that's what we got to get back to. You know, that's kind of our bread and butter. Let him kind of patrol that middle area.
24-13 our score. Ellsworth leading by 11. McGowan has it on the left-hand side. Right now, the biggest thing I see out of the Bearcats, Kevin, they're relaxed, man, and they're just having fun playing ball. There's a backdoor cut. Thomason gets it. He has 7 now on a beautiful feed inside. Thomason finished on the left-hand side of the basket.
Well, and, you know, when you can play relaxed and you're kind of playing with house money at somebody else's gym, why not?
That one nearly thrown into the backcourt. Gebhardt saved it, but Kerr could not keep it in on the sideline. And Francis Flax wants a timeout. His Trojans right now being doubled up early on, 26-13 by the Ellsworth Bearcats with 5:43 left to play here in the second quarter. We'll take a break. When we come back, more Trojan basketball from the Equity Bank broadcast booth at southeast of Saline.
Are you looking for a local brokerage firm to help you with your Medicare, life insurance, and annuities? L&L Advisors is the #1 local Medicare supplement and insurance specialist. Medicare can be confusing. Let the experts at L&L Advisors help make sense of it. Stop by one of 3 locations in Salina or McPherson and speak to an agent about the needs of your family. L&L Advisors, main office at 717 Roach right off Crawford and in the Central Mall Salina and downtown McPherson. Based on honesty and trust, contact L&L Advisors today.
When crop and weather conditions are just right, you need to bale as much as you can, as fast as you can, all while putting up the highest quality product possible. Case IH round balers have the reputation as the hardest working balers in the business to consistently build dense bales with square shoulders that don't sag. No matter the crop or field condition, bale more with Case IH round balers. With easier maintenance and serviceability, you'll spend more time where it counts. In the field, baling hay. Ready to build a better bale? Contact Can Equip in Solomon.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
5:41 left to go here, second quarter. 26-13 is our score. Ellsworth right now doubling up southeast of Saline. Out of the full timeout here by Francis Flax. See if southeast of Saline can respond. Still a long time to go here in this second quarter. We talked about depth, Kevin, but, man, if you're southeast of Saline, you're letting this one get far enough away, your depth isn't going to matter. And another 3 by Ellsworth.
And Devin, like, right, there's a prime example of just they've hit threes, but we're not getting out there to guard. And I haven't seen anybody basically take us to the hole, so I don't understand why we're sagging so far down. They're hitting threes. You got to go out there and respect it.
The threes they're hitting are not guarded threes. Yeah. That's a great point. Owen Bailey with the basketball. He'll go right-hand side to Gebhardt. Gebhardt now comes back to Caden Perry, who pops out of the lane. To Bailey on the left-hand side. Now back around Gebhardt, center of the floor. Back to Owen Bailey. Dribble drive handoff to Sam Knopf. That one was almost lost. Now back to Bailey. He'll shoot a baseline 3, and he got it to go. Boy, Southeast needed that. It's the first basket for Owen Bailey after Ellsworth led by 16. Back to a 13-point lead now.
And it's the first basket in the second quarter. We went about four minutes without scoring. We've got to value offensive possessions better.
Here's a ball knocked out of bounds. Caden Perry, hate to nitpick here, but Caden Perry knocked that ball and it went off the Ellsworth player's left leg. You see that?
Yeah, and everything is going Ellsworth's way right now.
Here's a ball, though. It's taken away. Gannon Jacobson. He's going to pitch it up ahead to Sam Knopf. Knopf has his shot blocked at the rim. It'll still be Southeast of Saline basketball, though, as they will inbound underneath their own basket.
And I think this is a big offensive possession for them to kind of get something going. We don't have to settle for that three-point shot. I think when times get tough, we just launch three-pointers instead of really being who we've been the last 4 games.
Here's Owen Bailey off the inbounds for 3. Got it to go.
What do I know, Devin?
Yeah.
What do I know?
Hey, if Owen's going to get hot, let's watch it, right? Yeah, when he's hot, he is fun to watch. He started the game like that against Minneapolis yesterday and was filling it up. 29-19 now, a little 6-0 run here by Southeast of Saline. Has pulled it back to within 10. 4 minutes. Still ways to go here in the second quarter. Into McGowan. He's going to kick it out. He was at the rim, found a shooter. Now this is an air ball. Knopf tips the rebound. Owen Bailey will get custody of it. Here comes Bailey up the right-hand side.
Yeah, and Gowan's just got to go take that ball. He doesn't need to kick it out.
Here's an and one now. Gannon Jacobson. He'll get 3 the hard way as he steps to the free throw line. A lot of bumping, a lot of physical play down low as Jacobson went right into the chest of Cooper McGowan, and Ellsworth needs a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. We will keep it right here. And mind you, Southeast of Saline's Booster Club helps bring you live coverage of student activities to showcase that purple power. It is always a great day to be a Trojan. And being at home all week like we have this week, it's always great to look around and see products from Sage. From ceiling to floor, wall to wall, you go to the bathrooms, you go down the hall, you can see janitorial products and office supplies from Sage Products. You can get the same products in your home or office simply by going online at sageselects.com.
I think, and right here's a prime example of only playing 5 guys. I think that's a product, that timeout's a product of, listen, we got to catch our breath. We've been going up and down. I can call a 30-second timeout here. Southeast is going to score or shoot a free throw here. Get my guys' legs back under him and see if Ellsworth can get it back going again.
29-13 was the big lead there for Ellsworth. Right now, Southeast of Saline is on a little 8-0 run. Gannon Jacobson stepping to the free throw line. Free throw is up. It's too strong off the back of the rim. That was also the second foul on Cooper McGowan. We talk about lack of depth. You cannot afford foul trouble for one of your starters and one of your better players.
And sometimes offensively for us, you got to go after that guy. You've got to take it. If you can get that third foul, you get an upper hand. You get an advantage.
Jacobson nearly poked the ball away. It's going to be sailed over the head of a Bearcat and intercepted by Owen Bailey. Here comes Bailey with it. He'll play to Gebhardt, right-hand side. Now back to Jacobson. 3:14 left to go, second quarter. Gebhardt holding the basketball. Waiting on a couple of screens, waiting on a couple of cuts. Now he's looking at Jacobson. Francis Flax throws his fist in the air in frustration. Now over to Owen Bailey. Lob pass inside. Jacobson, he's fouled on the entry. This foul will be on the floor, and it will be just the second team foul for Ellsworth. We've only had 3 total fouls called here in this quarter.
And I think there was an over-the-top lob early on that they missed, and I think that's why Flax was a little upset there.
Southeast gets it in. Caden Perry. Caden turned the wrong way, had it stuffed, but Southeast keeps it. Now out to Knopf for a 3. Sam Knopf gets his second 3 of the night. That one went off the backboard and trimmed the Ellsworth lead down to 5.
He called it. He called bank. And listen, the thing is for us too is if Sam is hitting that outside shot, it's going to open his game up. I'd like to see him take that next step and drive the basketball a little bit more too.
Southeast trying to hit reset here before we go into halftime. Still 2.5 minutes left to go, and now little nickel and dimer there on Caden Perry reaching in on the entry pass for Caden Perry. That will be his second personal. So Ellsworth will run some baseline offense here.
Yeah, and Caden is a strong enough kid. He doesn't have to go through him. They're going to call that every time.
Inbounds pass was almost lost, but the inbounder, Dax Leiker, came back out and got it. Leiker holding the basketball. Clock down to 2:14 left to go here in the second quarter. Leiker wants to drag Gebhardt out to the center court stripe. He does. Now he hands it off to Thomason. Thomason does the same thing to Owen Bailey. Perhaps Ellsworth resting their legs a little bit here. They get it inside. Here's a fadeaway shot that's up. No good. That one out of the hand of Tucker Goss. Southeast has it back. Inside 2 minutes left to go. 29-24. Southeast trailing by 5. Jacobson with the high pick from Perry. He turns the corner, gets to the baseline, tried to reverse it, and there to knock it away off the backboard was Cooper McGowan. Ellsworth has it back, and a foul on the open floor is going to be called on Grady Gebhardt.
And I think for Ellsworth, if they're going to kind of go into a stall mode, it's just going to play into our hands and give us the advantage. When they were putting the pressure on us, they had the advantage, and they were moving the ball side to side. So I don't know why you slow your offense down, put the pressure back on Southeast defense.
Perry gambled after the inbounds play, and now a foul called on Gebhardt. His second foul. He will join Gannon Jacobson now with 2 fouls. Cooper McGowan at the free throw line. His first free throw is up and good. That will stop an 11-0 run for Southeast. Second free throw, also good. Half a dozen points for Cooper McGowan. And here comes a substitute off the Ellsworth bench for the first time in the half. Carson Jacobs, a 5'7" freshman, into the game. 1:40 left to go in the first half, and the first substitution is made.
And I'm not so sure if he wouldn't have a couple of fouls that we'd even see a sub come in.
Cooper McGowan, they're protecting him, though. He goes to the bench. He has 2 fouls. They can't afford to have him get 3. Knopf with the basketball, top of the circle, goes to Gebhardt. Now he bounces it down low to Jacobson. Jacobson, one-on-one, down on the block, shot up, won't go. He gets his own rebound, though. He'll go back up and score. I don't know how on earth Gannon Jacobson misses a shot on one side, and he is the first one over on the weak side to get his own rebound. He does that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, he sees the angles of the ball and where it's going to hit, and he just goes and gets it. But you got to know when Gannon's got his back to the goal, somebody needs to cut, somebody needs to do something and not just stand around.
Inside, a spin move. Liker able to spin off the defender. Actually, that's Ethan Tully, and then go score. Southeast was being aggressive that time, and Tully was just able to get it at the rim after spinning off the defender. Jacobson now fouled in the open floor as he was going to the rim. This foul is going to be on Tucker Goss, his second.
And us defensively, we kind of bailed them out by going up and trying to block a shot instead of just staying in good defensive position. You were there. Just everybody went by him jumping, and he gets an easy layup.
Seth Kyler comes in off the bench now. Second substitution of the day for Ellsworth. He's a 6-foot junior. Bearcats have 2 guys with 2 fouls. Inside of a minute left to go. 33-26. It's a 7-point advantage. Southeast had it within 5. Here's Jacobson for 3. Left-hand side. High bounce off the board. It's going to hit the basket support and go back to Ellsworth with 44 seconds left to play.
And I still think it's not necessarily forcing it, but we don't give Gannon enough time, to front a guy and then reverse around him, because that lob pass will be there every time.
33-26, our score. Ellsworth leading by 7. It was once a 16-point lead. See who can finish the half strong here. Thomason with the basketball for the Bearcats. Starts out coming to the middle, now peels it back to the left. Hands it off to Dax Liker. Ellsworth may play for the last shot here with a half a minute on the board. They lead it by 7. Liker goes to the baseline, right-hand side. Isaiah Kerr there with him step for step. Now they play it back out, and Liker comes to get it back. Liker now floats to the left. Kerr still with him. Clock down to 14. Liker, quick look at the clock. Still now dancing around. Potacek with him defensively. Liker all the way to the cup. His shot is up and good. Dax Liker, his second field goal of the day. That leaves Southeast with some time. Owen Bailey with it. Owen Bailey will step up, shoot it at the buzzer, and it glances off the right-hand side of the rim. Down by 9. It was 116, though. Southeast of Saline takes a 35-26 deficit into the locker room at halftime, down by 9. When we come back on the Knopf Auto and Truck Accessory halftime report, we'll go over numbers from the first half. We will also have a talk with Shauna Smith. We'll talk about the girls' game that happened earlier today. We are at halftime with the Ellsworth boys leading Southeast of Saline 35-26 here at the break on KINA.
Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. Everything to bling out your ride in one place, including top quality lift kits, wheels and tires, bumpers, Jeep accessories, fender flares, bed covers, bed liners, step bars, even custom painting. Knopf Auto is the and soil dealer and has many synthetics and filters in stock. Visit Knopf Auto on Facebook for specials, great ideas, and let them make your truck stick out in a crowd. Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories, supporting the Southeast of Saline Trojans.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out. Stay safe with an inspection at Commercial Tire Company. Cold weather also drops the inflation in your tires. Get them checked today to avoid losing grip or damaging your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. For repairs that aren't tire related, our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th, Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
This is the Trojan Halftime Report. Coming up, a first half recap. Shot at the horn. highlights, interviews, and a look at other area games. Now, let's get back to the gym for Trojan Halftime on KINA.
Back here at halftime, brought to you by Knopf Auto and Truck Accessories. 35-26, Ellsworth leading Southeast of Saline by 9. Ellsworth's biggest lead was a 16. Southeast cut into that, though. Still 35-26 Bearcats here at the break. Earlier tonight, game number 1 of the night, the girls' game. 49-39, Ellsworth defeats Southeast of Saline. And, boy, this one here with head coach Shauna Smith, this was just kind of lights out early on for Ellsworth, right? They were able to hit 4 3-pointers. They had a 9-0 lead, eventually built that lead to 12. And that was just something that just kind of lingered with you the whole game, and just something that you couldn't overcome.
Yeah, felt like we never could get over the hump with them. Yep. I never felt like we were ever going to kind of get back in the game there. So, we got within 6 or so. Just never felt like we totally got over the hump.
Abigail Pearson, again, was pretty good for you. She was stellar. 20 last night, 19 tonight. Offensively, though, when we talk about your offense, she really didn't have anybody to help her out. She was just kind of out there, and nobody had more than 4 points for you. You had 3 girls with 4, and the scoring was spread out as it usually is. It just seemed like rhythm was a hard thing for your offense tonight. Nobody was able to get involved and give Abigail that sidecar mate that she needed.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we told them. We all kind of played as individuals tonight, didn't move the ball. The ball stuck in our hands. We did too much dribbling, and, we were easy to guard. It wasn't hard to guard us at all. So, and then we'd come up and then we wouldn't get a shot, or we just missed some easy shots.
You talk about being easy to guard, and this is a question that it seemed like the difference between last night and tonight were some of the passes that were being made. They weren't bad passes that were getting stolen, but they were passes that the person receiving the pass, you kind of wonder what they're going to do with it, right? I mean, they weren't passes that led to scores. They weren't passes that put somebody in a spot to go do something. It was passes that would bury somebody under a rim or all along the baseline in a double team. And you talk about the complexity of basketball. That's why we love the sport. It is all about where you put somebody in a position to be successful and keep that going pass after pass, right? It just seemed like tonight your girls were putting each other in hard spots.
Yeah, and I can picture things right now. Like we'd pass the ball and basically it was just a handoff to somebody else right next to them, and what were they going to do with it? And we just talked about some other kids got to step up and score. I mean, a couple of our kids, they're not even guarding them because they won't look even to score, and so they're sitting people in the lane, so it's hard to even drive.
How'd you feel about your defensive effort? I know it's hard to kind of write that off. You give up almost 50 points, but everybody on their team were making threes. When you are that hot shooting, it's kind of hard to guard. How'd you feel about your defensive effort?
I thought, in the first half the first few minutes when they hit those threes and, we're playing man to man and we weren't even in the picture. Their 2 best players were not in the picture.
Yeah.
So, whatever, but they got off here, hit 4 threes in the first quarter. That's kind of crazy, whatever, but they did a good job. I mean, they did everything they needed to do tonight.
Matchup-wise, as far as the league goes, I know Minneapolis, it was down a couple last night, and they're going to be there, of course. But is this Ellsworth team kind of matchup-wise a bad matchup for you guys? It seems like you guys are so similar. You're young. There's not a lot of seniors. Everybody's kind of athletic and figuring things out, and on that upward incline as we look at these players develop, it just seemed like they matched up really well with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least we can still laugh, right? Let's go back to this. You come back Tuesday night and you play Sacred Heart. You're back here at home, right? A little bit easier next week compared to what we did this week. You only have 1 game. You get a Friday night off, which will be good for you too. Any concerns about fatigue right now with your girls? It wasn't just this week where we played 3 games. It was last week. It was bus rides to Sterling. The week before that, 3 road games, all away from here. Any concerns about fatigue, or what are you feeling there?
I feel like tonight was that night because, we were talking about, last night we had to play, extremely hard, obviously, to win that game. And only playing 7 deep, that's I told them we need to be able to play 8, 9 deep to be able to play these games like this. So I thought that did play, but that can't be an excuse. We got to play through that. But this has been a tough stretch these last 3 weeks. So as I said, we got to get to Tuesday, get that win, and then we can kind of, from then on, it feels like we haven't got to practice at all. So all these things we want to, I've been keeping all these notes of things that I want to practice, but we can't practice them because we're constantly practicing for another team.
Yeah, and also hard to believe now we turn the calendar to February tonight, and you already have 15 regular season games in the books with just 5 regular season games to go. This season all of a sudden just kind of went past the halfway point, and now we're on the backside of it with Sub-State looming already here in just a few weeks. Take the loss tonight, but we'll get back to it on Tuesday. Sacred Heart here in the building against Southeast of Saline. Thank you for your time. Have a good weekend and get some rest, right?
All right, thank you.
Back with more Southeast basketball.
The Trojans are experts in precision passes, and Everhart Precision Ag are your experts in grid soil sampling. Everhart Precision Ag does all the sampling and data analysis in-house, keeping it local and close to the farm. They're also your local channel seedsman, selling all seeds with an emphasis in corn and soybeans. Trust Matt Everhart and Lane Hensley at Everhart Precision Ag, serving Saline, Dickinson, McPherson, and Ottawa counties, and also supporting Southeast of Saline Trojans. For more information, visit everhartprecision.com.
Whether on the field, court, or operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 50 years of combined service. If you need help staying active, or maybe you just want to discuss the newest techniques and services that Salina Ortho provides, or you want to see one of their trusted physicians, visit salinaortho.com. Come see Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
You're listening to Southeast Trojan Hoops on KINA.
Back here at halftime, 35-26, Ellsworth leading Southeast of Saline. When we take a look at the boys scoring from the first half, Gannon Jacobson leading Southeast of Saline. He is in double digits with 11. 6 points for Owen Bailey, 6 points for Sam Knopf, 3 points for Isaiah Kerr. When you look at Ellsworth, a little more spread out. They have 5 guys in the scoring column. 10 for Jace Thomason. Thomason has 2 threes, both in the second quarter. 2 threes in the first quarter for Tucker Goss. He has 8. 6 points for Ethan Tully. 6 points for Cooper McGowan. And 5 points for Dax Laker. Southeast of Saline from the free throw line. 1 of 3. Ellsworth with 3 of 4. We just didn't have a lot of fouls called in that first half. Not a lot of turnovers either. Ellsworth with 3 turnovers. I've Southeast of Saline with just 1 turnover. About 4 minutes away from the start of the third quarter. When we come back, we'll have third quarter, second half action for you from the Equity Bank broadcast booth at Southeast of Saline. This is Trojan Basketball.
For over 30 years, Ryan Roofing has been the area's leader in commercial roofing installation. Over 10 million square feet of Duralast roofing. Now, Ryan Roofing is expanding their expertise to the residential properties to better serve you and your home. Shingles, windows, siding, and gutters. Call Ryan Roofing in Salina today for a free roof assessment and get the expert advice you need. Ryan Roofing, serving commercial businesses in the area for over 30 years and now working for you on your residential property.
Trojan fans, it takes fuel to win the day. When you're following our team to show that purple pride, fill your tank with gas and diesel as you're coming or going at our 24/7 pumps. And be sure to stop to get the energy you need with a hot cup of New England coffee or cocoa. Or grab a slice of your favorite Hunt Brothers pizza and snacks. Assyria Oil and Hardware is proud to support the Southeast of Saline community. Located at the corner of Center and Main in Assyria. We'll fill you up.
Back here at halftime, 35-26, our score. Devin Haney, Kevin Lilly, and just kind of scraping over the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Abilene and Chapman, they locked up tonight for the first time. Of course, they'll have 2 meetings in the Dickinson County Showdown. Abilene girls won tonight, 40-37 over Chapman. The Heston girls beat Buhler, 49-42. That was a heck of a game as well. Valley Heights all over Republic County. Valley Heights pretty good this year. Their 71-27 victory tonight over Republic County. It's just a couple of scores for you along the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Here it's 35-26. Ellsworth leading Southeast of Saline. That Ellsworth lead, though, was once 29-13. Southeast of Saline came back. They got it within 5. And right now, the thing to monitor for Ellsworth is the way that they will keep their guys fresh here in the second half. They also have 2 starters with 2 fouls. They only committed 4 fouls for the entire first half, but they went 2 by 2 on 2 of their starters. So that will be something that we monitor. And also, Kevin, too, how Southeast of Saline going to find some offense here? Other than Gannon Jacobson with 11 points, they only have 26 points total, including his 11. Got to find some offense here if you're Southeast. I think defensively you're okay, but, man, you got to find some points.
Yeah, and I think what's the mental makeup of this team? Ellsworth comes in and they kind of, spoil your football banner dropping per se. You're not ready to go from the start. They kind of punch you in the mouth. You kind of rebound a little bit. So there again, are we going to go back to, what got us on this little win streak that we're in, or are we going to go back to bad habits? And hopefully, listen, the thing I like about Gannon down low is he's a facilitator down low too. Owen's going to get open shots. Everybody's going to get open shots, by running that, the ball inside out game.
Another check of the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. The Heston boys leading Buhler 26-20 at halftime. Interesting schedule now for Southeast. We've been busy 3 games a week for the last 3 weeks. 6 of those 9 dates on the road. Now next week, the home game against Sacred Heart, off on Friday.
Yeah. It's like,
and we are fortunate enough, too, that's kind of programmed in there on purpose, because if you have makeup games that are looming, we're fortunate enough, the only makeup game that we had hanging that we had to make good was the one last night with Minneapolis. So we're back even with that, and hopefully the drastic winter weather stays away.
Yeah.
Here is Southeast of Saline with the basketball to start out. They trail Ellsworth by 9. Owen Bailey, little ball fake over to Sam Knopf. His third 3 is up and good. Sam Knopf with 9 points, all from behind the arc, and that's exactly what the Trojans needed.
Yeah, and Sam has the ability to do that. It's about just getting that confidence and letting it rip.
Up top with the basketball, Tucker Goss. He's going to throw on a spin move. Now handed off to Jace Thomason. Owen Bailey. Grady Gebhardt out high playing defense. Here's Leiker wanting to drive on Gebhardt. He'll put up a jump shot. It's off the rim, no good. Good box out by Southeast, but they didn't get the basketball. It bounced off the deck. Leiker came in and got it. Now McGowan knocks Jacobson down from the back and takes the rebound. Another shot by Ellsworth is no good. Leiker again and no good. Another shot by Ellsworth is no good. They've had 5 opportunities to score, and now it's going to end up in a dual possession underneath the rack, and it'll stay with the Bearcats. Embarrassing on both ends, honestly.
Yep.
Ellsworth can't score, and Southeast can't rebound.
Yep. And Flax just isn't going to be happy about that, because that's just an effort type of situation. And we had 2 guys box out 1 guy, and then nobody disengages and goes to get the ball. It's just bouncing out there.
Yeah, you want a textbook video on how to box somebody out. That was it. But you got to go get the ball, too. High post. They go to Ethan Tully. Tully looking for help. Now he finds McGowan on the right-hand side. McGowan bumps into Jacobson. Those two have 2 fouls. It's interesting that they're matching up here with each other. 3-pointer unleashed. That's no good. Loose ball. Gebhardt picks it up. Ends up in a 2-on-none break. Owen Bailey all the way to the rack and scores. Give the assist to Sam Knopf. Grady Gebhardt started the break.
Yep. And there again, we rebound the ball and we get a quick run out. Just continue to do stuff like that. Do it the easy way.
Southeast of Saline down 4. Here's another miss. Jacobson with it again. Here comes Gannon. Across the timeline, crosses over, attacks 3 Bearcats. He's going to get a charging call. Boy, Gannon just doing too much there. Went into the defender who was underneath the rim. You could see the official had that call determined almost before the contact, right?
The problem I have with that call is Gannon put his brakes on it.
Yep.
Gannon didn't make that much contact with him. We've had more contact on every other play here. So the thing is Gannon didn't lower his shoulder. There was a little bit of contact, but not enough for an offensive foul.
That's the 3rd on Gannon Jacobson. Here's Ellsworth now. Ball springs free. Jacobson tries to scoop it up. It's on the deck. Ellsworth's going to have it unattended. Grady Gebhardt's going to commit the foul to prevent the layup, and he will send Dax Leiker to the free throw line to shoot 2. Boy, this game is helter-skelter all of a sudden here in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah. To me, even defensively or offensively, if we can be aggressive, that's when we're at our best. Just, don't settle for, defensively thinking somebody else is going to go do the job. You go do the job. Be physical.
Grady Gebhardt with 3. Now Jacobson with 3. Free throw up by Dax Leiker is good. So far, Ellsworth 4 of 5 from the free throw line.
And Ellsworth may only have 5, starters, but they're 5 quality guys that work together well.
I don't know what's taking so long here. They didn't give the shooter the ball. Dax Leiker shaking his head in a negative fashion. I don't know if the official was reprimanding him for something or what, but
may have been a little jawing going on.
Those two didn't see eye to eye there for a moment. Held the game up just a little bit. 2 free throws made by Dax Leiker. He has 7. 5:52 left to go here. Third quarter, just underway, second half. 37-31. Bearcats. Gebhardt has it on the right. Now to Jacobson, top of the circle. Boy, Gannon's got to be careful here with those 3 fouls, offensively and defensively. And now a holding foul is going to be called on Cooper McGowan. No. It is going, it is actually 3 now on McGowan.
Yeah.
So, arguably, the two teams' best players on each side, McGowan and Jacobson, each have 3. We still have 5:37 left to go in the third. Here's Bailey off the inbounds. That's going to be an air ball, overshot the rim.
Just rushed it, just a little too much there. And the thing is on that foul on Gowan, to me, that's one of those, hey, tit for tat fouls. Didn't think it was there, so you get one here.
McGowan,
and he's still jawing.
Yeah, still asking the official about it. Ball went out of bounds off of Ellsworth, though. That's their 4th turnover of the night. First one of the second half. 5:27 left to go. Interesting 2.5 minutes here to start this third quarter.
We didn't have any fouls in the first half, hardly any, and then all of a sudden, we got real physical real quick.
Owen Bailey, pump fake for 3, unloads with the Jacobson in the corner. Gannon's going to drive, and he's fouled again, and this will be number 4 on Cooper McGowan. He gets 2 right away. Jacobson went right by him, and McGowan came over the top, and he will take foul number 4. So Gannon Jacobson to the free throw line.
And if he's not careful, he's going to get a technical here because he's drawing quite a bit.
Goes over in front of the Ellsworth bench and slaps the floor. Jacobson still at the free throw line, waiting on the ball so he can shoot 2. He just slapped the floor again. Boy, I'm not sure why this officiating crew is letting that happen.
Yeah.
Jacobson missed the free throw.
And you can be as mad as you want, but you leave that to your coach.
Yep.
That's his job. That's not your job. And I think Frank Martin said it best, that you want to get a technical, go be a coach.
Yeah, right. Jacobson missed them both. He is 1 of 5 from the free throw line here this evening. 37-31, Ellsworth. We'll see how they respond now with Cooper McGowan on the bench. There's that little chip screen again up top that is on the border of not being a screen, but being an offensive foul by Ethan Tolley. We mentioned that in the first half. He comes out and just kind of lays a shoulder block on the Southeast defender and then peels out of there. Here's a shot put up by Dax Leiker. So far, the officials are letting him get away with it.
And it's surprising with the way that they're calling this game here in the third quarter.
Gebhardt with it. Left-hand side now to Owen Bailey. Bailey gets into traffic. He is going to be fouled, and 2 free throws coming up. Owen Bailey that time, he was being crowded at the three-point line, put it on the deck and got in the middle of the paint and was able to draw the foul.
And this is where we really need to concentrate on getting it into Gannon. I think we've got a huge mismatch now.
Yes.
And I know we use Gannon in a lot of different ways, but these are the ways now that you went after Gowan, you got him in foul trouble. Now we've got to exploit this team and go on a run.
First free throw made by Owen Bailey. It's his first free throw attempt of the game. Second one on the way. Got them both. He has 10. And now a foul called by the outside official on the scorer's table, and they're going to call it against Ellsworth. And the Ellsworth coach, Jeff Landon is his name, is not happy. The foul goes against Ethan Tolley, his first. Second turnover for Ellsworth. Owen Bailey with it, inbounds it to Knopf. Now to Jacobson. Three-pointer on the way for Bailey. That's no good. Rebound taken up top by Ethan Tolley. Bearcats with it on the right-hand side. Working offense. Now a lob pass back to the left to Thomason. Now to Liker. Liker's the only Bearcat to score in this quarter. He's going to put up a shot from the right elbow. That's no good. Saved, though, by a teammate. Now to Thomason for 3, and he splashes it home. Chase Thomason got a 3. Now the official stops play again. And a warning, I am assuming, on the Ellsworth bench. Or one of the players. Things getting interesting.
Yeah, they got to get the game under control and take control of the game.
42-33. That was a big three-pointer by Ellsworth. Stretches this Ellsworth lead back out to 9. Southeast had it down to 4 at one time. 3:49 left to go. Owen Bailey with the basketball. Now he drives down the left-hand side of the paint. High off the window and scores. Owen Bailey with 6 in the quarter, 12 for the game. Full court pressure once again. It's a full court token man-to-man here by Southeast of Saline. Grady Gebhardt will pick up Dax Liker coming across the timeline. Liker up top. A clear-out screen there by his teammate. And a three-pointer that's missed. Jacobson with it. He double dribbled in traffic. Boy, Gannon was looking to bounce it across the paint there, maybe to Sam Knopf. And then all of a sudden that window closed, and Gannon was stuck and coughed it up. 2 turnovers now in the quarter for Southeast.
And at some point in time, you know, that's got to be called. That's a moving screen on Ellsworth on the offense when he's going down and he's just pinning our guy down. And I mean, it's got to be called.
I mean, if something like that is legal, then you go get Brody Chambers off the wrestling mat and have him start setting screens, right?
Could you imagine running into that kid?
No. 42-35. Ellsworth leading by 7. 3 minutes left to go here in the third. The clock on one end stopped and froze. Now it caught up with the other one. That was kind of strange. Good defense here by Southeast. Ellsworth just dribbling around the perimeter. Now they throw it away. Good defensive stance that time by the Trojans of Southeast.
And I think you just got to continue to value, you know, defensive possessions. That's the only way you're going to get back into this game is one possession at a time.
7-point Ellsworth advantage. Southeast has it back. Isaiah Kerr, Tiernan Patacic both in there. Here's a shot put up by Caden Perry. He drills it. Caden Perry open just inside the three-point line on the left side, and he's made it a 5-point game.
And there's some kids for Ellsworth that probably don't play a whole lot, so now you can exploit them and put them in a bad spot.
Traveling violation whistled against Tucker Goss. Ellsworth, turnover number 4. Again, Caden Perry came out, jumped the ball handler. Little run and jump trap there, and Ellsworth wasn't ready. And now we're going to have a timeout, and it's a full timeout with 2:20 left to go here in this game. It's an interesting one so far here with Southeast of Saline and Ellsworth. We'll take a break. Trojans trail it by 5 here on KIA.
During the winter months, we all rack up a lot of miles, especially following the SES basketball and wrestling teams. Isaacson Truckline is a proud supporter of the Southeast Trojans and wants to remind everyone to be safe on the roads this season. For local and long-haul service of freight and livestock, call Isaacson Truckline.
When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get coverage that meets your needs. The team at Kniper Agency with Farmers Insurance can help you understand your options so you can prepare for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling Stephanie, Morgan, or Tiffany at the Kniper Agency at 825-8419 to find out how they can help you protect the things that matter most to you.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Basketball on KINA.
42-37, 2:20 left to go in the third. Back in the Equity Bank broadcast booth, Devin Haney, Kevin Lilly, as we work our way through a guys contest here in the NCAA with Southeast of Saline having the basketball. Here's a drive, Tiernan Patacic off the window, and he scores with the foul. Tiernan Patacic, his first basket of the night, and that time he exploded baseline to get to the rim.
And that's the thing, you know, with them being in a little bit of foul trouble, somebody else is in there, and they're putting so much, you know, presence on Gannon. Somebody's wide open.
Tacic's free throw won't go down. Rebound by Ellsworth in a bad spot. Owen Bailey came in, poked the ball free, but cannot save it before it goes out of bounds in the corner. 3-point contest here. Southeast still trailing. Remember, they were down by 16 at one point, 29-13. 2:04 left to go here in the third. Still a lot of basketball left. 10 minutes worth of basketball left here. Liker in the backcourt. He has now drawn the attention of Isaiah Kerr. Those two dance across the timeline. Now a handoff here. Kerr will switch off now, come to Thomason, and a handoff goes to Tucker Goss. Much better perimeter defense here in the second half by Southeast. They're not giving those threes up. Ellsworth throws it left wing. Long stare inside by Goss. Now he's going to dribble all the way over to the other side of the floor. Play it back to Liker. Now to Goss. Carson Jacobs in the game. Had the ball momentarily. Now out to Thomason. Jacobs is going to drive to the rim. His shot is up, no good. Jacobson had it, and it's poked out from behind. It's Southeast ball. That time Ethan Tolley went up over the top of Jacobson and knocked it out of bounds.
And you know, for Owen there, you just close out. You don't have to jump there. You just put everybody in bad position by jumping, and he just goes right around you, and he's not even a scorer for Ellsworth.
Approaching the 1 minute mark, left to go here, third quarter. Kerr has the basketball now in the corner to Gannon Jacobson. Owen Bailey got his defender in the air, steps inside the three-point line, drills the two, and Owen Bailey shouts at his team. A big quarter for Owen Bailey. 8 points. He has 14 for the game, and it's a one-point contest. 42-41. Here's a steal. Jacobson, look out down the center. He's going to jam it with two hands. Gannon Jacobson, his first basket of the third, and he flushed it with two hands.
I mean, that's one way to get the crowd involved. I think he's been looking to do that a few different times.
43-42. Ellsworth lost the basketball. It goes out of bounds. They're going to have it, though, as they went off a Southeast player first. Cooper McGowan comes back in. This surprises me a bit with 4 fouls. You go all the way back to that 29-13 deficit, Kevin. Since then, Southeast has outscored Ellsworth 30-13.
Well, and I think one of the keys was, you just said it, that perimeter defense has been so much better.
Here's a three-pointer forced up by Goss. That's no good. Rebound Isaiah Kerr. Southeast can have the last look here. 20 seconds left to go. Owen Bailey doesn't want to wait. He wants to score, and he will score. 10 points in the quarter for Owen Bailey. It's a 3-point Southeast lead. The run continues for the Trojans. Clock down to 7. Isaiah Kerr on ball, defending. Liker wants to drive, kicks it out. They have no idea how much time's on the clock, and they are going to let it waste away. 45-42. Southeast of Saline comes storming back in the third as we take a break. Back in the Equity Bank broadcast booth, it's Trojan Basketball coming back here on KINA.
You're telling me your driver can turn you on remotely?
It feels so good. One gentle touch of a handy remote or mobile app and my motor is running. And don't fret, my little pickup pal. New Image Audio installs these inside trucks too.
Oh, yeah.
You'll want it when the winter chill hits. A remote start from New Image Audio for cars, trucks, even diesels. All systems remote and cell phone capable. Nationwide coverage. Get yours at New Image Audio on South Broadway.
In Salina.
Suit up for your next Southeast of Saline game day with Trojan gear from CopyCo. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more available off the rack or customized. At CopyCo, they offer all the printing and custom apparel you need at the prices and fast turnaround you've come to expect over the last 30 years as your local hometown print shop. Whether you're a diehard Trojan fan, a coach planning the next big event, or a business looking to sponsor the team, they've got everything you need to show your Southeast of Saline spirit. CopyCo, more than just a copy center, a proud sponsor of Southeast of Saline.
This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
A 3-point lead for Southeast of Saline. You remember way back when Southeast started this game up 4-0, and then Ellsworth took over, and they just kept building that. Ellsworth had a 16-point lead, 29-13. But since that point, Southeast has outscored the Bearcats 32-13.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the perimeter defense has gotten better, but I think this is, it may be a lack of bench catching up to Ellsworth as well.
They do have Cooper McGowan on the floor with 4 fouls. Nobody for Southeast has more than 3. That's Jacobson and Gebhardt. They each have 3. Jacobson has the ball right now. Wants to drive on Goss. He's going to kick it out to Kerr. Isaiah Kerr comes back to the lane. Now back out to Gebhardt. Kerr to Potacek. He had a big bucket there in that quarter. Jacobson back down the lane, rim, up, no good. Boy, McGowan took a flop there. There was a new rule this year, and I'm going to have to look more into it. I need to talk to my referee friends about faking contact, because I've seen that a few times in different games. I'm not just pointing out that play, but nothing has been called, nothing has been warned. They just kind of play through it, and I want to know why that rule is there.
Yeah.
And how it's supposed to be called.
Yeah.
Here's Isaiah Kerr on the rebound. Gannon Jacobson's already sprinting up the floor, and he's going to coast in. Liker could just watch. Jacobson with 15.
And you could tell, Ellsworth's gassed. They're not getting back defensively, and they're just not moving as well as they were.
Charging foul. Liker. Dax Liker went right into Tiernan Potacek, and the token charge acceptor for Southeast of Saline gets another one. He has done that all season long. So a turnover here for Ellsworth. It is their 6th of the half.
And there was an offensive possession, and there was a shot that Grady should have taken. They move the ball side to side. Those are the shots that I think that Grady has got to start taking, because he hits a lot of the shots that he does take.
Yeah, his mental light for shooting at least has to go to amber. Right now he's stuck dead on red.
Yeah.
We don't expect him to have a green light, but at least know when you're wide open and you're the one that should be shooting on the floor. Here's Owen Bailey, and Owen has just exploded in this second half. He didn't score in the first quarter, had 6 at halftime. He has 18 points.
Yep.
49-42, that Southeast lead continues to grow.
And the thing is with Owen, it's not just outside. He's inside, outside.
There's a shot by McGowan, and he switches it through. 8 points for Cooper McGowan. That's his first basket of the second half.
And it looked like a prayer.
Owen Bailey for 3 in the corner. Are you kidding me? Owen Bailey is going nuts. 21 for Owen. It's an 8-point Southeast lead. 52-44, 5:45 left to go. There's a pitch out to Goss. He will drove himself out of bounds on the baseline. Boy, you talk about self-inflicted punishment. I don't know what that was all about. But now Southeast of Salina will have the ball back, leading by 8. Just 3 turnovers for Ellsworth in the first half. They have 7 here in the second half.
And it's no secret, ride the hot hand. Owen's hot right now.
Yeah, you got to find him, right?
Yep.
Cooper McGowan's trying to guard him, and now they leave Isaiah Kerr wide open. His 3 won't go. Tanner Schroeder, though, gets the rebound. Out to Potacek, Owen Bailey. He wants to put it on the deck. Challenge McGowan. Puts the shot up, and it nearly went in. That thing bounced off the rim, off the backboard, and then nearly went in. Here's Thomason up top. Potacek gets back, tries to take the charge, but he was just too late.
Yeah.
The basket counts, and Thomason will go to the free throw line. Good hustle by Tiernan Potacek, just a second too late.
And I don't know what you would have called that if it would have went in for Owen's last shot there, but I
would have powered everything off and left.
Scooby-Dooed it.
Oh, man. Free throw up, good. 3-point play completed by Jace Thomason. Ellsworth needed that. They were down by 8. Now it's a 5-point game. 5:09 left to go. Owen Bailey. You like him to be aggressive here with McGowan on him. There's Potacek. Now Isaiah Kerr. Gannon Jacobson. Those 4 playing catch along the perimeter. They forgot the basketball. Now Bailey gets it back. Steps into a 3.
Why not?
We said it early on in this game. When he gets going, just let him go.
Yep.
And that's what's going on right now. He answers that 3-point play by Ellsworth on the other end with another long-distance dagger. Ellsworth down by 8 after leading by 16. 4:35 left to go. McGowan pitches it out to Goss for a 3. He got it. Tucker Goss, his first points since the first quarter. He had 8 in the opening quarter. That's his first point since then. Back to a 5-point margin. Jacobson pitches out. Potacek trying to get in on the party. That's no good. McGowan with the run out. He's going to play it to Thomason, who's running down the right-hand side. Owen Bailey got a piece. Gannon Jacobson got all of it, and now a foul on Isaiah Kerr.
He got up.
Yeah, he did. Owen Bailey, don't dismiss what he did there, because he made Cooper McGowan kind of double clutch, and then Jacobson came in and just cleaned it up.
And I think offensively for us, we're getting some of these open looks and open driving lanes because Owens is so hot. He took 2 guys that last possession to the other side of the court. And those are the things. The offense has got to run through him.
What a fun game.
Yeah.
55-50, Southeast of Saline leads it by 5. McGowan with the basketball on the logo. Comes off a screen. Now he wants to get to the rim. Goes all the way through. Tries to dunk it with the left hand, and a blocking foul down low. The dunk attempt missed. Owen Bailey is going to get a blocking foul. Perhaps too deep underneath the rim, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I think so.
Sure appears he was set if that was the case. That's just the first foul on Owen Bailey.
Yeah.
What we know about him on defense is he doesn't really get in foul trouble.
Yeah, and I think for defensively, we've just got to be a little bit quicker getting to that spot because he's not going to give the ball up. Gowan's not going to give the ball up when he gets that deep. So get to the spot and take the charge, and then that's his 5th foul. He's out of the game.
Saw the athleticism there from Cooper McGowan. There's not a lot of dudes in high school basketball and go right down the lane in the middle of an offensive set and try to flush it. Got the first free throw, missed the second. Gannon Jacobson gets the rebound. 55-51, little mini run here by Ellsworth. Here's Caden Perry going to the cup, missed it. Sam Knopf will clean it up. Sam Knopf in double digits with 11.
Man, and I want to see so much more of that from Sam. He's a big kid.
Ellsworth lost the basketball. McGowan went over to the sideline, tried to save it, and he skidded out of bounds. Turnover, Bearcats, number 8 of the half. It's almost become a game now. Every time somebody from Ellsworth hits the deck, Southeast tries to help them up, knowing that they're not going to accept it.
Yeah.
Saw Grady Gebhardt that time just kind of shake his own hand.
Yeah.
Gannon Jacobson inside as he missed the first attempt but got the second one to go. 17 points for Gannon.
Well, it's that good sportsmanship. If they don't want it, doesn't matter. We at least extended a hand to
That's
him.
right. 59-51, 3:08 left to go. A lot of feelings, though, in this game. This one's been intense. Fun for us. Here's Leiker. Left-handed block, shot up after a little hesitation. That's no good. And Sam Knopf's going to get the weird foul here because both players straight up, and then Ethan Tolley did a really good job of bringing it down in front of his chest. That put Sam in a bad spot and gave Sam the foul.
Man, but I think that could be such a game changer for us depth-wise and using Sam in multiple different areas. Man, if he can get aggressive inside, he's a big kid.
Yeah. Goss with a 3. And that one's going to glance off the front of the rim and then go out of bounds. Barely got a piece of the cylinder there. 2:52 left to go. Southeast of Saline leading by 8.
And Ellsworth might still be a little salty about the football loss, too. We never know.
Some
of these guys, a couple of the football losses.
Well, and some schools take that personal, that you invite them in and then unveil a banner. But it was just timing, and they wanted to get it out of the way. It came in, from what I understand, like Tuesday. So... And also, one thing I didn't mention, Coach Gebhardt graduated from Ellsworth. That's his hometown. So I'm sure he has friends from the Bearcats that's in here tonight. Made it convenient for them.
Yeah.
Grady Gebhardt with the basketball. Southeast right now just using the clock as their friend. Owen Bailey has it. It's an 8-point Southeast of Saline lead. 2:14 left to go. Bailey going to the rim against McGowan. Can't score, but there's Caden Perry again. Caden's played well the last 2 nights. He came into a starting role because of Adam Teal being out. And, boy, Caden has done some good things. There's Jacobson now with a missed shot. McGowan there to challenge him, and Ellsworth's going to bring it away. Foul in the backcourt here on Owen Bailey. That is Bailey's second foul, but it is the limit for Southeast of Saline. And Cooper McGowan will step to the free throw line and shoot 2.
And there we just got a little too handsy. And I don't think there's a lot of contact there, but they call it, so we go to the other end. And you said how many games? Is this Ellsworth's 3rd game this week as well?
No.
No. I couldn't remember how many games they played. I was just going to make the thing is that, they're only playing 5 to 6. Maybe that 7th guy comes in.
Yeah.
But, like for us, we go a little bit deeper. But, could you imagine playing 3 games in a week with 5 guys?
First free throw missed. Second one is good. 59-52. Cooper McGowan now with 10 points here in the game. 4 of them coming in the 4th quarter with 1:56 left to play. It's a 30-second timeout by the Bearcats. So just under 2 minutes left to go. If you missed it earlier, Ellsworth girls got a victory, 49-39. If you want more scores and game wraps from across the state of Kansas, tonight is the night. Every Friday night, it's the Kansas High School Basketball Scoreboard Show. Scores and game wraps from across the state of Kansas for a full hour, 10 until 11 o'clock here on KINA as Eric Peterson takes you around the state, gets you updated on everything going on. As I think most of the tournaments are over and everything's back to a little bit of normalcy here on a Friday night with basketball. Next action for Southeast of Saline basketball will come your way Tuesday here from the Purple Palace as Sacred Heart comes in to play Southeast. That'll be Tuesday, the only game on the schedule for next week. 59-52, 156 left to go here. Possession arrow in the favor of Ellsworth if there's a tie-up. Ellsworth has 3 fouls to give here before they put Southeast of Saline in a bonus situation. Here's Owen Bailey down the lane. And again, Cooper McGowan hits the deck. Owen Bailey tries to help him up. And no contact there.
He says, no thank you.
Yep, which is fine.
But the kid is athletic. I mean, that was an athletic play with 4 fouls to even go compete with that.
Pitch out Bailey. Jacobson found him in the corner. Three-pointer rims out, no good. Ellsworth now with the basketball. Leiker in the backcourt, hounded there by Jacobson and Perry. Now Perry will go at it with Leiker, bringing it up the floor. Leiker tries to blow by him. Circus shot at the backboard, no good. Gets his own rebound. That one's no good. McGowan with the rebound. Out to Thomason for a 3. That one is good. Thomason, 6 points in the quarter. Now he has 19 for the game. He's the leading scorer for Ellsworth as we get another timeout. This one for Ellsworth with 1:20 left to go. And a timeout on the floor taken by the Bearcats. It's a full timeout. We'll step away as well here on KINA.
When it rains, it pours. So it's important for you to get coverage that meets your needs. The team at Kniper Agency with Farmers Insurance can help you understand your options so you can prepare for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling Stephanie, Morgan, or Tiffany at the Kniper Agency at 825-8419 to find out how they can help you protect the things that matter most to you.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Visit Suburban Appliance Center in Salina to see the Whirlpool washer with 2 ways to wash, thanks to the 2-in-1 removable agitator. With a flexible capacity, you can take the agitator out for bulky loads or keep it in for items like jeans. Shop now at Suburban Appliance Center and get twice the washer you have at home. Suburban Appliance Center in Salina, located at 1900 South 9th Street, or check them out at suburbanappliancecenter.com.
You're listening to Southeast of Saline Hoops on KINA.
Owen Bailey breaking the press as we're back to action here. Missed the layup, though. He thought he was fouled, and that one just short between the rim and the backboard. Here's Leiker for a 3. That's no good. Long rebound off a couple of hands. Back to him. 6 feet from behind the line. Out of his range. It goes out of bounds to the left-hand side. Air ball.
Yeah, and if you're Ellsworth, that's really not the shot you want to take there. But for Southeast, we'll take it, and we kind of got bailed out there by not getting a rebound.
Inside of a minute left to go. Jacobson with it, being hounded up top by Tucker Goss. He has Goss reaching. Now he blows by him. Plays it out to Knopf. Now Gebhardt. Now in the hands of Owen Bailey. Southeast in control here. As I said, Ellsworth has a lot of fouls to give. They only have 1 team foul, and they will commit one here against Gannon Jacobson. Tucker Goss will get the foul. It is his 3rd.
And for Southeast, it's just a matter of making good passes and being strong with the ball.
2nd team foul. Still 2 more to give. 39 seconds left to play. Ellsworth only has 1 timeout. Francis Flax with 4. Another foul, Tucker Goss. That is number 4 for him. They're going to have to find somebody else to start fouling.
Fouls on Tucker Goss, his 3rd personal foul.
You have 2 players on the floor right now if you're Ellsworth with 4 fouls. And you know you're going to have to foul.
Yeah.
Fouls on the Bearcats.
Here's another one. Dax Leiker is going to give this one. That's his 3rd. And a full timeout. We'll keep it right here.
And I'm really surprised that Ellsworth didn't do offense for defense and swap there. I mean, it just makes no sense that your two best guys have got 4 fouls, and you're just going to leave them out there to what? Either not foul or have somebody run across the court to go foul your guy. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Republic County's boys, they got a victory tonight at Valley Heights, 62-56. Heston and Bueller's boys continue to do battle. Heston up 15 against Bueller at the end of the third. Looking more on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard. Boys final starting to trickle in a little bit. Not a lot of them. There's a girls final that I touched on earlier. Abilene beat Chapman tonight 40-37. Heston beat Bueller in girls play 49-42. I've said it many times, but I'll mention it again. It's just hard to believe the last day of January here tonight. When these games are over, Southeast will have 15 of their 20 regular season games already in the books. We went second half of the season real quick, didn't we?
Yeah. And I think, for Southeast, taking care of business here, and then, you've got that big game with, Sacred Heart looming next week, and that would be a great game for us to get a win.
35 seconds left to go. Owen Bailey with it in the backcourt. He's being chased, and he is being fouled. Jace Thomason with the foul. Owen Bailey to the free throw line. See if he can extend the 4-point Southeast of Saline lead. 34.2 seconds left to go. That last time out, by the way, was Southeast of Saline's. It leaves them with 3 to go. Owen Bailey steps to the line. He has been sensational in this game. 24 points. First free throw on the way, and it's good.
And I think, honestly, he's taken what the game has given him. He hasn't tried to really force anything. Listen, if you're going to come out and guard me, I'll drive past you. If you're not going to come out and guard me, I'm going to shoot the three.
Missed the second free throw. Gannon Jacobson got the rebound. And I know that's the traditional way to call that when somebody falls down. But if you look at his feet, they never moved around on the floor. And he still had his pivot point.
Yeah, and the thing is like, as athletic as that is, Gannon's not just going to fall over.
Yep. 5-point lead. Ellsworth running out of time. Down to 21 seconds. Thomason is going to drive all the way underneath the goal. Gets it to Goss for 3. That one's an air ball. McGowan would get the rebound, and now he is stripped from behind. And a foul will be called on Sam Knopf. So Sam Knopf commits his second foul. Cooper McGowan to the free throw line.
Gannon there for a couple of seconds, went over to the refs and, hey, listen, they're camping inside. Like, get them out.
5 for 8 from the free throw line so far tonight for Cooper McGowan. First one on the way, and it's good. 11 points so far here in this game for McGowan. Brady Gebhardt comes out. He can make this a one-possession game.
Yeah, you can't do that.
He knocks it off the backboard and crosses the line. That's a clear lane violation. Not sure what the thinking was there.
Yeah.
Could have made it a one-possession game playing defense.
I don't get that. Because even if they let that go and you make that, still a one-possession game.
Far from a desperation situation. Yeah. Foul now called on Ellsworth. They knocked Tiernan Potacek to the ground.
I mean, you kind of make it so much more complex than it needs to be. Like, just shoot.
That's something you do with 5 seconds left, not 15. Foul is going to go on Tucker Goss. Tiernan's free throw is up and good. Still trying to process that.
Yeah, I
Second free throw missed. Clock running now. Southeast up by 5. Dax Slacker will take it from the logo on the side of the floor. Up no good. Putback attempt blocked. Second attempt in. 3 seconds now down to 2.5 and a timeout here for Ellsworth. Basket will give credit that time to Ethan Tolley. He has 8 points. That's the first time he has scored since the second quarter. 61-58. Now it's a one-possession game. 2.5 seconds remaining. So the thing's not over yet. Southeast of Saline cannot be comfortable yet until this one's over. What a great game this has been. And these two teams still have to lock up once again. They have a date coming up in February in Ellsworth. where Southeast of Saline will return their visit. You look at Southeast of Saline's schedule, Kevin, it is not easy when you turn the calendar into February. We talked, of course, about the game against Sacred Heart on Tuesday. They still have road trips in league play left at Beloit, at Minneapolis, at Ellsworth. I mean, that's where we're at right now. And then you finish out the season with a home game against Lions on senior night. So this schedule in February is not going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah, but there's also an opportunity for us too to see really where we're at, and that's what I'm excited for. The next couple of games, I'm excited to see how much we've grown since the beginning of the season, and can we get a couple of wins? Can we beat a couple of teams that you're like, okay, we got this thing kind of rolling a little bit? That's why I think this close game tonight is actually a little bit good for us. We've been blowing a lot of these teams out, and we didn't play our best tonight, but if we can sneak out a win, though, you feel pretty good.
Here's Caden Perry springing free. Gannon Jacobson, it's like he's thrown a pass before, puts it right on him, and that will be the end of the game as Perry runs it out and gets to the rim. Southeast of Saline comes from behind. They were down by 16. They win by 3. 61-58 our final score. And for the first time this season, Southeast of Saline has a winning record. They are 8-7 now on the season. Coach Francis Flax and his guys have won 5 in a row as they come through now, taking the last 2 at the Sterling tournament and winning all 3 this week. They responded to his challenge, and now they will take an 8-7 record into a big game against a potentially undefeated team in Sacred Heart on Tuesday night. Postgame is here. It's brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers. When we come back, final numbers for you. Also a conversation with the coach and a Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game. It's all coming up after a Trojan victory here on KINA.
Winter travel can be treacherous if your tires are worn out. Stay safe with an inspection at Commercial Tire Company. Cold weather also drops the inflation in your tires. Get them checked today to avoid losing grip or damaging your tires. Commercial Tire will help keep you safe. For repairs that aren't tire related, our automotive and diesel mechanics will fix it right the first time. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th, Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Every girl needs a stud, a real stud to hand on to. It's Valentine's season at Vernon Jewelers and time for our annual Diamond Stud event. This is the time to get your sweetheart the diamond stud she needs. Diamond studs as low as $80 from now until February 14th. We'll even give you a free box of chocolates with purchases of $1.99 or more. Shower your loved one with the beauty of chocolate and diamonds from Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina, where it's little things that matter since 1884.
Whether on the field, court, or operating room, experience matters. A coach loves an experienced team just like a patient values an experienced doctor. Salina Ortho has ABOS board-certified physicians with over 50 years of combined service. If you need help staying active, or maybe you just want to discuss the newest techniques and services that Salina Ortho provides, or you want to see one of their trusted physicians, visit salinaortho.com. Come see Salina Ortho, your voice, your choice, past, present, and future.
Time now for the Trojan Postgame Show on KINA. Stick around for the game recap, final stats, and reaction from the coach. This is Trojan Basketball on KINA.
Back here in Postgame, brought to you by Commercial Tire Centers as we try to make the math make sense. It's been a stretch here, hasn't it? Boy, 9 games in 3 weeks. These guys aren't the only ones that need a break, as the calculator sometimes jams up on you. Owen Bailey tonight, he was sensational. I'm going to go ahead before we even give the scoring. He was the Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game. When the game was on the line, it is always fun to watch Owen just kind of go nuts from the three-point line. But in this game, he only hits 2 3-pointers in the second half, Kevin. He had 2 more back in the first half, but in the second half, he only had 2 3-pointers. He took what Ellsworth was allowing him to do. They were crowding him at the three-point line, and then he just starts going down the middle of the lane. He had a couple of mid-range jump shots, which is always fun to see, but, man, he played well down the stretch, and he carried this team to a victory in the second half.
Yeah, he did. And those are the things for Owen that we've been kind of talking about, not force it. You don't have to force this. You're such a really good basketball player just to, get into the situations and take what they're going to give you. Don't make it any harder on yourself. Listen, if they're going to give you a lane, go take two, right? Those 2 point, like as we know with Gannon, the 2-pointers add up, and they add up really quickly. And then, then now they're so worried about you inside. Now you step outside, you hit a couple of threes.
Francis Flax joining us here now. Owen Bailey, the Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game, 19 points here in the second half for Owen Bailey as he was able to just kind of keep Southeast out there on the edge that they needed to be on as Coach Flax joins us now. Boy, this was fun, wasn't it? I mean, you guys really haven't had that type of game where it's nip and tuck and come from behind and little chippy here and there. I mean, it was a game that had everything. Entertainment value was extremely high. We had a great time watching it. What was your view like?
Well, I'm glad we won.
Yeah.
Disappointed that we didn't come a little more prepared, but three games in 4 days. I think that it kind of, I'm not making excuses, but we weren't sharp at the beginning, and Ellsworth was extremely excited to play us, which they should be. And most of the things that I liked was when it counted the most, we finally defended the heck out of them. For a while there, we couldn't stop them. If it didn't make any difference who we were trying to guard, we couldn't stop them. But then we got our defense together in the second half and played a whale the second half.
At one point in the second quarter, you were down 29-13. That's after leading 4-0 to start the game. After that Ellsworth 29-13 lead, I had you guys on a run that went to the end of the third quarter that totaled 32-13 in your favor. Ellsworth was able to find some offense in that fourth quarter, but you limit the Bearcats, speaking about your defense, to just 7 points in the third quarter. That helped you get back out in front.
Yeah, it sure did. And, I told them at halftime, no sense in settling for all those threes. I think you can take these guys off the dribble, and several times we did, which I think turned the tide for us a little bit.
That is on the heels of the conversation Kevin and I just had about Owen Bailey and the night that he had. It is always fun to watch him heated up from behind the arc. But you could tell the initiative was to get to the paint, get to the rim, make them do some things they're not comfortable, especially in a little bit of foul trouble. We talk about them not being that deep. They had some minor to major foul trouble there going on, and Owen was able to get to the rim on several different occasions. That also created shots for other two. Owen ends up with 25 tonight, but Sam Knopf, 11 points for him. He hits 3 threes tonight. Gannon Jacobson, he was his sensational self, but when they started paying a lot of attention to Gannon, well, they couldn't do much with Owen either.
Yeah, well, you said Owen getting to the rim. He hit 2 or 3 mid-range jumpers, though, that really stuck out in my mind. But yeah, he got to the rim when he shouldn't have went to the rim here at the last possession, but he did anyway. Speaking of Sam's just one of those guys that never gets excited, never shows any emotion. You don't know what Sam's thinking, but he played a whale of a game tonight.
The initiative now is complete for the month of January, right? Last day of the month, you gave these guys an objective, and they come out and they do it now. 5 wins in a row. This is a basketball team that started out 0-4. You guys now, after this victory, set 8-7. You're 5-2 in league play. Your only 2 losses in the league are to the 2 teams that are in front of you, Beloit and Sacred Heart. You will have, most likely, haven't got a score update, an undefeated Sacred Heart team coming in Tuesday. I know the first objective is probably to get some rest, get your bearings back, and recover, but you have a big game here coming into your gym on Tuesday, and you have some momentum too.
Yeah, we do. We talked about it. I said you'd only have about 30 minutes to enjoy this win. You better turn your attention to Tuesday night. And I asked him who has the fortitude to guard the Sacred Heart guys one-on-one.
Yeah.
So we're going to find that out. We'll get together Sunday, have a short session on Sunday, and hopefully come out the way we are capable of playing. And it's time for us to keep this streak going and get a win against Sacred Heart.
Congratulations. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
We'll see you Tuesday. Coach Flax here after a 61-58 victory. Let's round out that scoring for Southeast of Saline tonight. Of course, Owen Bailey, 25 points to lead the way. He's the Vernon Jewelers gem of the game as Owen Bailey scores 25 here in this victory. That is a new season high for him. He has scored 24 points twice. Tonight, he scores 25 in this game. 17 for Gannon Jacobson, also in double digits. Sam Knopf with 11, 3 for Isaiah Kerr, 3 for Tiernan Potachik, 2 for Caden Perry. Southeast of Saline could be better from the free throw line. They were 5 out of 12, but I only have Southeast unofficially with 3 turnovers in this game. That was huge as well, while they forced Ellsworth into 8 second-half turnovers. Ellsworth for the game, 11 total turnovers. Ellsworth was led by Jace Thomason with 19, 11 for Tucker Goss and Cooper McGowan, 9 for Dax Leiker, and 8 for Ethan Tolley. While Southeast of Saline went 5 of 12 from the free throw line, Ellsworth went 9 out of 16. Southeast of Saline gets the victory tonight, 61-58. The Trojans now 8-7 on the season. First time they've been on the winning side of 500 as they are now 5-2 in league play. If you missed it earlier, the Ellsworth ladies got a victory, 49-39. They are 10-4 now on the season, 5-2 in league play. They are 1 game behind Southeast of Saline. Southeast, man, if they could have got that victory on the girls' side, they could have put a good cushion between them and second place. But as we always know, on the